What's the deal, my people? You know what it is. Don Tony Teflon. I'm back at you. Another one, and this one is PLURIBUS. So 5. And we are going over everything on this episode. Not just that. We all seen the episode. We could go over that stuff. Yada, yada, yada. We all know that, right? We're going to talk about theories. The real important thing. What the fuck is going on in this show? How is the show trying to be presented to us? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. We're going to do this. And again, it's not just me. You call me up. You see the number down there, 518-290-0848 is the number for you to call because I want to hear from you. I want to know what you're thinking. It's just what's taking me so long with this thing now is that since they have these like two, I'm supposed to be like right here. All right, this is where I'm supposed to be sitting in order to somewhat be on this new aspect that they have in there, this new frame that I'm supposed to be on. I'm supposed to be over it, and it doesn't really work for me. I'm going to move my seat all the way over there, like to here and stuff. All right, now I think we are synced up. I am synced up properly and everything else for both camera angles and everything else. So what up to all y'all? Hopefully everybody's doing good. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Hope you were able to spend it with your friends and your family. And you had a good time and stuff. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. Being thankful for. What is the Don thankful for? The Don is thankful for health. The Don is thankful, number one, first and foremost. And the Don is thankful for, you know, the few people in his life that actually care about him. I'm very thankful to have those few. You know, it may not be a lot, but at least I have those few. And I'm thankful for being able to come out here and talk about these shows with y'all. Now, y'all always show up for me, and I really do appreciate it. And for that, let's start giving out some shout-outs before we get into this thing. All right, now we're talking about, we got Sonic Your Boy is in the building rocking with us. Our CEO is in the building rocking with us right now. As always, Peter Griffin is in the building rocking with us right now. Overton Camp here. John, we got a man, the Haymaker is up in this piece, up in here. 08K baby is in the building rocking with us right now. It is in here. Jeez, why is it now? What's that? Going in there and everything. Bill Chill is up in the building rocking with us and everything. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate all of y'all people here. We will give out more shout outs. And everything. Promise you. All right, so this episode to me, I thought was, again, we know the problem. We talked about this before. We know the problem that we're going to have in this show, right? They're going to have to do this situation. We talked about it last time with this one main character, right? And when Phil was on, we talked about it to Castaway, right? We needed a Wilson. Right, we need a Wilson, and it's like I don't see the Wilson still coming through yet. Hopefully, we get there with a Wilson, right? Maybe they expected the pirate lady to be that Wilson, but it doesn't work. We need someone else to care about and everything else, and hopefully, that is what we're going to be getting. We're going to be getting ourselves our Wilson. We're going to get someone else to care about to play off of Carol, great actress. Ray Stehorn. I'm not trying to take away from anything she's doing. I'm just saying in order for it to be something that more can happen, we need to expand a little bit. And as soon as we said that last time, we seen they did expand, right? You seen the guy out there eating the dog food, and they started to do that. Now, we talked about that before they did it. Talked about it, and they are on it, right? So, can he be our Wilson? I don't know. Not with these attitudes. Because the bottom line is this. She's not a likable character. All right. Though she's on the side of good and she's here for everything and all that. Can't like this bitch. Just can't. How are you gonna like Carol? There's no redeeming qualities of her that we have seen that make you want to be around her. Like, I don't want to be around. I wouldn't want her in the hive mind. She fuck up the whole mind. The whole joining would be fucked up with her attitude, and she don't need that shit. Right? So I wouldn't want to be around her. And this guy in Paraguay, he looks like a dickhead too. Like, I don't want to be around him. How come the people that haven't done the joining are dickheads? Assholes. Well, why is that? How come there's no nice people that hasn't joined the joining? How come everyone's got that didn't join has got problems? One guy wants to be a pimp and everything else. This other guys will need dog food. Listen, I'm not blaming him. He's probably like, listen, I don't know what y'all are putting in this food, but at least dog food comes in a can so I can trust what was in there. So I'd rather eat that. 100%, I can understand exactly why he's doing that. Would the Don do it? The hell to the no. All right, no. Don ain't doing dog food. All right, he ain't doing that. He ain't gonna run. You looks gonna have to poison, put something in there and everything else. You know what I mean? That's what it is. You know what I mean? Look, people say I prefer the hive mind over Carol. I agree. That's exactly what it is and everything else. Peter Griffin, that mom didn't seem too nice. No one's. Whoever's not in the hive mind is not nice. That is what they're going for, I think. That's the way I see it. Like, all these people are not in the hive mind. This are nice people. They just seem to be assholes. Listen, there's nothing wrong with an asshole. Sometimes you need assholes to make the world go around, right? You need someone to question the establishment. The asshole usually does that, right? You need someone to question things. And that's why, you can't just be this happy-go-lucky, get along person. But it just seems like these people that are there are just assholes. That's it. Those are the ones who weren't affected in there. Now, if it was just that, there'd be a billion people. There's a billion assholes out there. So it's not just them, right? But it just seems like from what they're showing, that's the way it is. As always, Doug Mungus in here. And everything else. Sunny Skies says, Carol killed the Indian lady's grandfather and made her son cry. So that's why she doesn't like Carol. Listen, I'm not saying that they do not have any reason not to like Carol. Listen, you made my son cry. That's a stretch, all right? But the killing of the grandfather, I can give you that. Making his son cry, oh, God, you made my son cry. All kids cry. All kids cry. And this lady, how does she know this? Like, how does she know that that's exactly what happened? She's taking everybody's word for it. Now, it appears that's the case. How gullible would she be just to take everything else and stuff like that? You know what I mean? Everyone's word for it. It's just, it's just the way it be there. You know what I mean? And stuff. So I don't know if I feel it that way and stuff. You know what I mean? I don't feel it the exact same way and everything with that. It just doesn't seem to be that going on right now. And I do believe that Phil is in the building. So we won't get into anything until Phil actually shows up on camera. Then we'll get into more stuff. But until then, that will buy time. Because that's what I'm good at. Peter Griffith says, do you think it was dope that they gave you think it was dope they gave her heart attack, or did the hive do it before she said the answer? So I think that's a very good question. It could be either, right? It could have been the dope. Now, we would have to look up exactly what that is and see if that is capable of giving a heart attack if induced too much. We need to know exactly what that was. We can look it up. Just tell me what it is. We'll look it up. Well, y'all want to look up. We could see if that's the case. Or the hive mind could have shut her down. Now, it's before she gave the answer, could just really shut. Why couldn't they just make someone fall asleep or just go offline or whatever? And that's just the way it is. So it could be either one of those things. You know what I mean? If they want to go the sinister route, they're going to say that the hive mind did it. But if they want to go on the blame Carol route, they're going to say that she's cool. And it seems like that's the way they were trying to play it off. That's what they were trying to do. But whatever she did was so effective that they said she's too dangerous. We need to get everybody away from her. We need to. Now, why they had to go through such lengths to me is beyond me. Why can't you just have no one talk to her? I mean, wouldn't that just be easier? Then to coordinate everybody out there just leaving? Wouldn't it just be easier to say no one talk to Carol anymore? I talk to her, and then that's it, and it's a done deal. But they went above and beyond.
Yes.
Everybody get the fuck out of Dodge. Everybody who's here. I don't give a goddamn who you are, how old you are, whatever. Everyone got to go. And everybody packed up and left. And I really think that they didn't have to go that far. Like, just say, don't talk to this shit. and it's a wrap, and it's all over. Then now you don't have to do all that. But I guess for the show purposes and everything else, just the way it is and stuff. You know what I mean? That's what it is. What up to a real cinematic therapy in here? You know what I mean? Rocking with us right now.
I also think they just wanted to make a statement and give Carol kind of a little bit of an extra fuck you. I think they maybe can't kill, but there's definitely some passive aggressive energy. And I also want to touch on something one of the texters or the commenters said to you earlier about, or somebody said in passing, Carol did this to these people. Carol made this person die. Carol made this person cry. No. Carol didn't make those person die. Carol didn't make that person cry. Carol punished a hive mind for taking over human civilization. Let's not forget, like she's not the one. And this is why I can't stand I know she's a good mother and she's protecting her kid, but she's also a moron yelling at Carol like that. Come on. Like Carol killed some of the people that enslaved humanity. Sorry. I mean, that's one of the cool things about this show, Tony, because I agree with what you were saying at the beginning. Carol's not very fucking likable. You don't like Carol. It's hard to root for her. She's kind of insufferable, but she's also sort of like our hero too within it all. But they set up a balance of saying, is this hive mind so bad? Like they set us all up in that position like Joey Pants in the Matrix going, this meat maybe isn't real, maybe not perfect, but it's good enough for me. And yeah, it's kind of a weird hero.
Good enough for you. Listen, let me tell you something, Phil. I'd rather a woman fake an orgasm than not show me nothing, right? Listen, I'd rather not. That usually doesn't happen to the dime, but I'm saying if I ever was in that predicament, I would hope she would fake it. I'm here.
Your feelings. So you're like George Costanza. It's like fake. Don't wash your hands in the sink, but at least pretend to. For my benefit.
Fake it for me. I'd rather you do that than just let's say, "Are you done already?" I'd rather you fake scream so the neighbors can hear you. God damn it! I don't give a goddamn. I'd rather that go down. You know what I mean? Then you don't say, "Oh," and it's over. Like I would just go with that shit to be heard down the block, so that the other people who don't know it was fake either can compliment me. Like, "God damn, you was fucking last night, wasn't you?" You goddamn right I was. Goddamn it, you heard it.
As Samuel says in the chat, you failed. Better luck next time, champ.
Yeah, 100%. So I agree with you, Phil. She is saving humanity from what apparently is going to be a free will situation and everything else, and that's the way it goes. And so there's nothing we could do about that, and there's nothing I could say about it. I think that's the proper way for it to go. Are we streaming on both channels?
Not at the moment. I'm just using this view at the moment. I might pop on.
I thought I seen chat on the bottom of your screen.
It is. It's this chat. It's the chat from this.
Look at you. That's great.
we got our live chat on the screen, and also we were talking about milk, and we got Tony and Phil, and they got some milk. Look at they got the.
That's great.
We're talking about milk tonight, so here we go.
100%. That we'll get into exactly what this milk is and everything. And I think that it's apparent what it is, but that is what gives me sway that it could be something else. You know what I mean? That's what makes me think it could be something else and stuff. So I'm not sure what it is and stuff and everything else, but we gotta see exactly what it is and everything else. But it does just make me think that is the case, that it is what everyone thinks it is and everything else like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that this is a mystery show, but it's not a mystery box show in the Lost mindset. I think the fucked up stuff, the interesting shit that they usually do, isn't necessarily in the discovery of the mystery item. It's most likely, my instinct was the same thing as you. It's body parts in a weird position. Tony, in the great video, if you haven't checked it out, make sure you do. But I kind of felt the same way, where maybe not in boxes, like I didn't think like that, but you're probably right. But the body parts were in a way that it wasn't immediately obvious it was body parts. And then she's like, wait, oh my God, because it's not disgusting. It's not blood. It's that all those bodies were done anyway. So they had to recycle them for protein. It's the thing that makes the most rational sense. And also the other side too, you were talking a little bit about this in the video and you all but said this, you were kind of hinting at it. earlier in the season, we actually physically, I think it was episode 1, maybe episode 2, we see milk trucks picking up dead bodies. Like we literally see the milk trucks picking up the dead bodies. Vince likes to punch you in the face with it and then fuck with you once he punches you in the face with it. He doesn't like to go, what is it? What is it? What is it? Like a little bit, but for the most part, it's more giving it to you in a way you're not expecting. So it is body parts, but it's probably body parts processed in a very nice, neat way. You know, like very, very happy smiley faces, like on the bag of hi Carol, thanks for finding our supply. You know, it's like it's something like it's going to be like peculiar and Twin Peaks like, but I think it's body parts. I mean, if I'm not going to say it's definitely that because nothing's 100%. It could be a lot of things. I also thought for a funny thing, it could be all of her books. Tony, they like collect all of her books in town. They just threw it in there to fuck with her. But what else could, like, let's play Charlie Asshole for a second. What else could it be?
I mean, it could be babies. It could be children. If you want.
I mean, then again, that's dead bodies, though. You know, that's just different.
It all falls, but you could say if it's specifically children, then you could say that milk is what nourishes a baby right off the back, right? That's what gives life to a baby, mother's milk and everything. And they gathered up all the children. We don't see a lot of children in this show. In fact, I think we only seen the one set of children all of a sudden, and we didn't see any other children. So still body parts, but the worst, it has to be something horrific. It can't be animals because that's not enough for her to jump like that. Everyone's done seen her get butchered in life and dead roadkill and all that. It has to be something horrific. And that only way that could be horrific is it has something to do with human beings.
I agree with you 100%. And I think animals, I think I'm probably the one pluribus person that thinks the animals are a bigger deal than they actually are at this point. But I don't think it has anything to do with this. I think the animals are a different issue altogether, just because like how many goddamn dogs and cats there are in this world. Where are they all? If they let them all off their leash. We got one comment about the dogs off the leashes, off the collars. We got 2 comments about cats where they said cats, this person's a cat lover. This person's a cat lover. They mentioned some animals, the zoo animals mauling a few people, but no other mention of dogs. But in the last 2 episodes in a row, Tony, episodes in a row, you were talking about it a second ago, and in the next episode too, where dog food. In the Paraguay guy eating dog food, and then this next episode, the bag of dog food and going to the dog food factory. But conveniently, we haven't seen dogs. Do you know? I'm not saying like you guys don't know. Do you guys know how many fucking dogs there are? Where are those dogs? Are they all in a city? Do they have them all in Chicago? And like, and a couple of the hive mind people are going there and feeding them each day and picking up the dog shit. Like the dog's got to be somewhere, Tony.
They would have to be somewhere. And if you get to this point where, and real cinema, serious therapy says, I think it's too obvious to be humans. If it's a dog or cat, she would jump. I agree that it's obvious. And that's what makes me think that it's not. But I've learned from doing these television shows that I've done for many years now, that when it's obvious, usually that's what it is. Yep. And not to go too far down rabbit hole because the writers don't think like us, right? They're just quick with it. And usually that's the way it is. So that's the only reason why I don't think cats and dogs would make her, not her character, not from what we've seen of her. You know what I mean? And what we've seen of her is nothing that we would think that it would make her jump or do anything like that for cat. It has to be humans. There's nothing else it could be, but it's going to be like meticulously packed. Like
yeah, I'm so with you, Tony.
Right out. Humans, it's going to be no blood. It's just going to be, they are packed and ready for processing. And that's it. It's going to be as we do to animals when we kill them for KFC or meat or anything, but the human beings will be that.
And it's going to be even more accepting of that because the humans were already dead. They're not even farming us. They're just taking the ones that were already dead, the millions that I like how you set that up, and you were kind of taking the bullshit that I said and kind of made it something actual substantial about Carol maybe being a queen and sort of controlling causing the supply by they're actively feeding into her to kill them to supply more foods chain. It's an interesting because they can't actually kill themselves. That was genius, Tony. That was genius.
Well, thank you very much. They can't do it themselves, and Carol seems to be the queen bee. We have 2 super chats. Thank you so much. First one, would you like to read them, Phil? Or shut up.
Oh, you can do it. You got it.
All right. First one is from
That's why you wanted me to be right. I got it. Where is it? Is it no Zephyr Cat or no somebody else? Wait.
Yeah, that's it. Zebra Cat. Zebra Cat says Vince said he wants to turn sci-fi tropes on their head, so I feel like the Soylent Green is too obvious, and that's been done already. So we talking about a Twilight Zone episode here? Is that what she's?
Yeah, there's a movie where it's basically that. It's like it's the way of it's a term I believe, and correct me if we're wrong, Zephyr. That it's just saying what you were saying, basically that they're cycling it in, turning it into a food substance, like they're recycling the humans into food.
We would have to just think that if it's beings that are more powerful than us and everything else, it's possible we could be food for people. We're food for animals back in the day. We would be food for lions. We'd be food for fish. Sharks will eat your ass. Whales will swallow you whole. If we didn't have technology to defend ourselves from them, we are food. Yeah. Just like they're food to us. So it wouldn't be beyond the realm to me for us to being food for each other, a little cannibalistic and stuff and all that. But that seems to be the case. Again, it does seem obvious. It does. It doesn't. This is nothing like I'm like when I say breaking news, I figured it out. Everyone figured it out as soon as anyone knew what it was, right? But sometimes it's not that big of a twist. Like it should be.
It's how you do it, not necessarily what it is. Tony, I want to mention something just in passing because we won't have a chance to mention it, and it's not really a breakdown thing. It's just an episode thing, and I want to make it clear just in case anyone was wondering. The funniest part of the episode, maybe the funniest part of the season so far, was the trash bag with the drone and the batteries not included moment with the drone crash. And that was fucking hilarious. If anyone was wondering, that was in fact a real drone. They got a real drone and they smashed the fuck out of the thing. The Nymeria and her wolf pack were also real wolves. I saw someone post on a Reddit post, those wolves, great episode, but those wolves look fucking fake. That's because you're used to looking at AI. You don't know what it's like to look at a real goddamn wolf. You fucking whatever. But they're I mean, maybe they added a little extra AI to the face or something like that, but like they were real wolves. There's behind the scene footage of them hanging out with them after the fact. So they're real wolves and real drones.
They did a great job. Thank you so much for your super chat. I really appreciate it. The Real Rebel Eric says, in World War of the Worlds, Tom Cruise, the aliens were spraying human soup all over the world. See, I didn't see that in the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I was paying attention to reading my Scientology.
Us being food for another race is not listen, we don't know if this message came from a Planet of the Apes type people where the animals are in control of everything and they can speak and everything else, and this is what they're doing. We don't know where it actually came from or anything else like that. It could have came from anywhere in there and dealing with situations like that. So yes, it would be it's not a problem. It's a problem eating people, but it wouldn't be a problem or a scientific trope. I don't think it would go that far. We could call it a trope. I don't think it's a stretch for other aliens to come here and see us as food. I think that there's things on this planet that see us as food. So an alien source could see us as food. What up to Julie B Deep Dives?
Good to see you. Tony, you're so right. Like, especially if they came and scanned, there was any sort of scan or look at and looking how we treat animals here and all that kind of stuff. They'd be like, oh, we're not killing. We're not doing anything. We're just harvesting an already dumb resource, and we're not going to bury it in the ground and ruin areas of green grassy land where kids could be playing in a park, or we could grow crops or something like that. Also, I forgot to mention down there, it wasn't just the human stuff too, just to think about how they're crafting food. Also in there, you see like pumpkins, you see a bunch of other stuff. So they're using it all to create some sort of, that's not just pure human. They're also putting other vitamins and goods into that stuff.
They are putting stuff. And in the end, I think they'll spin it. So they'll spin it as, what else are we going to do with the bodies?
Yeah, exactly. Right? Like
that's the spin the hive mind's going to do. What else would we do with over?
How is that different? How is it different than burying them or burning them than what you do? That seems more like wasting to me. What we're doing is honoring them by processing them to help us fuel more people. What the hell, Carol? You're stupid. You know, like they're totally gonna like.
That's how they're gonna try to turn it around on her. Because she's gonna be like, "You're eating fucking people," and be like, "What will we do, Harry? What are we gonna do? There's a billion people that you caused to die, and we're using their nutrients to go. They'll do the Mufasa Lion King story to the Lion King. Like, once you go back to nature, nature goes and it feeds the roots of the green of the grass that grows, and then those animals feed us. It's the circle of life.
Yep.
We're gonna get the pluribus circle of life situation going on here in this situation. There's no doubt about it. That's the way they're gonna run it, and I guarantee that you'll see that. And not if this episode, if they start talking to her again. But when we as you talked about.
Did you know that was the voice on the answering machine was Howard Hamlin from Better Call Saul? It was Patrick Cleveland. Yeah,
he said, Vince, I'm doing a video on this, so I won't talk too much on it. I'll drop the video probably tomorrow. But he said in the interview that he is not against Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad people appearing. As a hive mind.
And he also put, he said he straight up, there's a bunch of Easter eggs and different things like that. But I don't know if that was supposed to be Howard, but it was his voice. And they didn't tell Ray until they handed her the phone and it was his voice. And then she's like, was that fucking Howard Hamlin? And so, yeah, I would be great if we saw a Marie cameo or Walt Jr. or something like that.
That would be amazing. And we can end the Vince Gilligan foot fetish thing. All right. I know that that's been a big thing online. We have not seen her with her shoes off this at all. So
I mean, he's not full Tarantino, but it is.
Yeah,
a bit, you know?
He's not Rex Ryan.
Right? he's not Loris. What's his name from that?
Rex Ryan is the worst. That was my coach and everything. But he did a whole video with his wife.
You almost sounded like T.O. there for a second. That's my coach. That's my quarterback. My coach. My quarterback.
He did a whole video with his wife and posted. Oh my God. Hey, to each his own. Each his own. Be into what you're into. But we can get that.
It's still not as stupid as Celtics coach Ime. What happened to his whole situation?
Oh my God, that guy just didn't know how to.
You don't show your eat. You don't fuck. And he's married, and you fuck the boss's girlfriend or something like that.
Leave alone, baby. Leave alone. Come on, man. What else do you want in life?
Dude, you're the coach of the Celtics. You're gonna get a championship the following year, and you're banging the boss's wife, and you're cheating on your wife, and whatever. Anyway, sorry everybody.
By Julie B. Deep Dive, she says, "I think it's purely ultratarian. They're making use of dead people's bodies for nutrition. Since they don't kill other animals for food." 100%, it could be that they're just doing it for that. The spin that they'll put on it is the one I think they'll do. But yes, you have to keep now. Again, I have talked about it in my videos. If y'all have watched them, about this is no more than just a beehive, and the queen bee is Carol and everything else. And this is what they do in the beehive. When worker and drone bees die in the beehive, they process them for food. All the bodies. They don't just leave. They don't have ceremonies for the bodies or anything else like that. They don't do anything like that. They don't burn them or anything else like that. They process those bodies for food.
I don't care what B movie tells you. They don't do shit. They just look at what Jerry Seinfeld's trying to tell you in the goddamn B movie. They're not doing anything, Tony. But yeah. I think Julie's absolutely right here. And yes, the timer did feel like a Lalo Salamanca reference. A couple of episodes ago, we got a Fly cameo from the Fly from Breaking Bad right before the dude licked the tuna can. I can't believe that wasn't on purpose. Let's put a Fly buzzing over there. People think of Breaking Bad. It'll be great. You know,
I mean, he's shooting in the same area, right? He's shooting in the same place,
same Albuquerque, same filming location, same thing.
You would have to think. And listen, Vince Gilligan. You know what I mean? How could we say Kelly Johnson, member for 35 fucking months? My motherfucking man, right here. When do they call Tony Teflon the can man? They call Tony Teflon the can man. Why do they call Tony Teflon the can man? Because when it comes to these hands, any man can't get it. Mexican, Jamaican, African, any man can't get it. Pause. All right, so That is why they called the can man. You know that, goddamn it, and everything else. But yeah, again, if you want to call in, you want to just keep using my number. Or you want to use yours?
Either one works. I mean, both of
Let's
them are
go.
open, so they can call.
Yeah,
They can call either one.
I'm gonna shut mine down because it's better if we do yours. That way you can comment on it and everything else. So put it in the chat again. Phil's number if you can. I should know it by heart now. You've done this so many times. In case you want to call in. I know Julie B. D-Times likes to call in once in a while and stuff and everything else. And so maybe she will call in and speak to what it is and everything else and all of that. A big heart, big heck is in the building rocking with us right now. In the building. Samuel is up in here. And again, that is the number if you want to call in, because mine is there. 781-990-8509. That's 781-990-8509. Give us a call. Let us know how you feel about this show and everything else. So Phil, and definitely do what Julie is telling you to do. Hit that thumbs up. We got a super chat again from our boy Kelly. Kelly's right here. Here's the Teflon reaching 150,000 and two. Yeah, we'll get there. I have I'll tell you the truth. When I hit the 100,000, it was such a long road, and it felt like I did it. And I don't really need to do. I'm done. You know what I mean? In all honesty, that's just what it felt like to me. Like, I hit the 100,000. I finally hit the 100,000. I felt like that. But so I haven't really gone out after subs or done a lot of things after that, and I've slowed down. But no, we're gonna come back with a vengeance. We're gonna go through with 226. We will be at least 150,000, if not more, before this is all said and done. I promise you that. But I did take almost like a year off. I feel like almost this because it was such a relief getting there. You don't understand how long it took to get there. That it was just like, oh, we have crossed the mountaintop and that's it. But there's more to go. There's more to go. So subscribe to the channel and also hit that thumbs up, like Julie B said. You know what I mean? Hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that like button. So Phil, as a season so far, brand new season. Vince Gilligan has a record of having hit show. I mean, if this is a hit show, and it is already, I don't know any other TV producer other than Gary Marshall. Right? Gary Marshall is probably the most prolific.
Yeah, and I mean, when you bring into the Gary Marshall or what's his name, Chuck Lorre or friggin' Aaron Spelling, all these kind of things, it's like different kinds of shows. Like if we're talking about, this would be like if the dude like Sam Simon, who did is that his name, something Simon, that did The Wire, like his next show was just as good. The one he did about New Orleans, like it ended up being.
It didn't hit like that.
No, it didn't hit that way. David Chase hasn't done anything since The Sopranos.
That's what I'm saying. So when people maybe people are like, who the fuck is Gary Marshall? Gary Marshall, he did Happy Days,
Laverne and Shirley, Mork and Mindy.
Mork and Mindy. That's 3 back-to-back hits shows.
Can you do like Mama's Family too eventually? Like was it?
I think he is involved with Mama's Family too. But that is prolific. It's hard to do it. This guy's had 2 hit shows and now a 3rd one in a row, right? That does not seem, that's not easy to be done. So he has to be given a lot of credit. It is not easy. And he was able to do it. What up to Debbie O'Baby in the building rocking with us right now? You know what I mean? But I will say
especially three huge drama shows like that. Sorry, Tony.
Yeah, especially Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. Now this, right? So we can't compare this to the other 2 yet, right? As a new show, though, as it's going out, how are you enjoying it? Do you think that this has Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad legs?
I think it has legs. I think it has as much legs as other shows that are on the air right now. I feel like it fits right in with Severance and From and like all that kind of stuff. That's sort of what I think is like the best stuff going on right now on television. Whether I think it has Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul stuff, I'm not sure. I think the premise is interesting and I'm enjoying it probably more than some because I find it fucking hilarious. Like I think the show is amazing and I think it is going to open up to some incredible possibilities, but let's not be hyperbolic. I mean, we're in after a few episodes here, but thinking about this is the thing, Tony. 6 episodes into Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, neither one of those shows had really hit their greatness yet either. That's where it's like I feel like Breaking Bad, people often autocorrect their brain with the first season. The first season's good, but it's not. It's 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that's where they really go. Better Call Saul, the first season, they were trying at first when they were originally going to do that. They were going to do it as a comedy sitcom, 30-minute situational comedy, and they changed their mind. So we're figuring it out as they were going. That first season's really a lot of establishing, and it's a little slow. But do I think it has the chance? Yeah, I think it has a chance to be a huge cult-like hit. And it's amazing to me how much mainstream crossover it's getting at this point. Do you think that's a credit to Vince Gilligan or the idea itself?
That is the thing. Are they just doing it because it's Vince Gilligan? But before we go on, I want to say, feel better, Debbie. I'm sorry that you are super sick. Hopefully you are getting the soup in you, and if it takes antibiotics, you got to do it and everything else. But feel better. Thank you for just stopping by in your condition, just to chill out, but go back to bed, get them fluids in you. We want to see you all next year. We want to see you out there. We want to see you healthy and everything else. So WWOW, please feel better.
And Tony, I feel like I have to mention one other thing. There's a handful of people, and I know them. There might be someone listening right now that I've talked to about the show that have never watched Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, but are more intrigued by the idea of a show like this. It's an interesting concept. They're more into sci-fi weirdness. They may have been waiting for Vince to get back into this kind of stuff since the X-Files. There's a sort of, even if Carol is a negative sort of character, there's an optimistic weirdness to this show and all the colors and the visual aspects. It appeals in a sense to a different kind of demographic than those shows. It's amazing to me that it's getting the crossover it's getting, but it's hard not to compare, because when you're within this world, it seems like it could be that world. It could be that universe that this is happening to, because of the way it looks with the Albuquerque stuff and the way they shoot stuff. So I do think it has legs. I think it will finish its run. I don't think it's going to get canceled or anything, but will it go down as one of the greatest? I think it's going to go down as a damn fucking good show.
Is it going? Let's put it like this. And before, Kelly Johnson, thank you so much for the super chat. He said, "T, find the bridge. Find the bridge that Bridge is hiding under. Don't worry, we'll have Bridge back when Dunkin' Egg starts. I promise you that. Don't worry about that. We got that's going to be taken care of. I promise you, Bridge will be back. You have not seen the last of Bridge 4 on YouTube. All right, you don't have to worry about that. I promise you." That is what it is. I'm actually thinking about going out there and visiting Bridge to his home state of Jersey and going down there and seeing what
banging on the door. Yeah.
Well, I have someone I could say, Claire Gray, the Oracle, who's been a part of the small council when I was first starting to do the YouTube stuff. She's coming from Britain. She's coming down to the United States and coming to New York. So I'm going to go down there and meet up with her, because I never got a chance to see her in person, and say what up and show her around a little bit. And I'm thinking that at the same time, I could swing by Bridges and everything out and all that. So that is the plan there. WBO Bebby says, proof Soli and Yellow is people. The almost billion accidental dead. 1, Zoya loading bodies into the milk truck. 2, the sus answer to are you vegetarian? The emphasis on efficiency and recycling. 100% WBO, you put this on my thing. 100% the milk truck is the clue that everyone needs to know that is 100% that is bodied. Are you vegetarian? And the way they asked it is another proof that, they are not vegetarian. They may seem vegetarian because it's powdered form. Like I said, it's like whey protein. That is the way they're using this body. It's like whey protein. And that is, but they will use the excuse that they have 100% to keep it going. But as for the Vince Gilligan phenomena, is it a situation like, what is this guy who does the I can't think of James Gunn, right?
Yep.
James Gunn in DC, because he made that stuff with Guardians of the Galaxy. People are interested in seeing his other stuff, but to me, it has not lived up to what he was supposedly presenting here, because I don't think Superman and all that present itself.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of Superman either.
Right. So is he going to get that effect, right? He hasn't had a miss yet, right? He hasn't had a miss yet.
And if
So-
you want to include the X-Files in there too, he had a lot to do with the end half of the X-Files, and that's worth mentioning as well too. And he did a good job with that spin-off movie.
Is this show Severance? Is this Severance right now? Severance season 1, we knew what Severance was from season 1. Right now, is this show Severance?
It's at least Severance season 2. Whether it's season 1, we'll see how it ends, Tony. But I think it's at least Severance season 2 right now. I think it's captivating enough to keep going and engaging, and it could go in a lot of directions. That's the thing about it, Tony. It's set up at this spot right now where it's not hard to imagine a scenario where it does just that. Or does it? It's hard for me to imagine if he's saying, I have 2 or 3 seasons planned out for this thing, and I have like an exact plan and all this kind of stuff, and we're going to go a lot of different ways. I got my plan, all this stuff. When he starts cooking and he's doing his talking and shit like that, he's got an idea in mind, and it's going to fuck us some way. We're going to get fucked. Pause.
Yeah, I feel you. All right. I did like Peacemaker. I'm not going to lie. Season 2 was weak. I don't think it was.
Did James Gunn have anything to do with Penguin?
No, because that's the other Batman universe. That guy should be running the whole DC. It should be him. It's pretty obvious that guy should be running the whole DC.
Yeah, I'm just curious because that was awesome. Because that was the best DC thing in fucking years. Okay,
Penguin show in itself is one.
That's what I mean. The Penguin show was really.
It's a
really
great
good
show. It doesn't matter that superhero show. It's a great show. We have another super chat here, and it is from Miss Leah Carter, and it says, is the collective affected by anyone else's mood? From what we've seen, it's only been Carol, not anybody else.
I've been asking that damn question, Tony, every fucking week. Who else has what's his name? Has Paraguay guy just not had access to them because he tells them to go fuck themselves even more than Carol? Like he doesn't deal with them at all. Can anybody else do this, Tony?
It's only her. It's only her. She's the only one who could do it.
And she's the queen. And she's definitely the queen.
She's the queen. She's definitely queen. There's no doubt about it. Or everyone would have been dead. And I think that people missed the fact too that when we seen her wife die, she died because she couldn't take it. Not every human being was able to take this virus and survive. So how many people, like her wife, had the virus, went through the seizures, and didn't make it because their body would not accept it and died? They don't talk about those billions of people dead. They just blame the ones that Carol did, but they don't blame the other people that they infected with the stuff and ever say anything about those people being dead at all. You know what I mean? And they've killed all those people because not everybody was able to accept it. People say, Helen fell and hit her head. That is not enough to kill her.
No, she went into the whole thing. Yeah, and I think I missed it.
I went into it. I've hit my head so many times, man. You understand? That was not a drop. She didn't get dropped off a building. All right. All right. She died because that shit didn't accept it. And not every human being was able to accept it. There's other human beings that we've seen die too from after the seizure effect, and then they died. And it's because not everybody was able to have this put into their body and stuff like that. We got to that super chat. I know we got another
I think I missed a call because it didn't ring for some reason. But if you want to call back, there we go. Yeah. It's ringing right now. Area code 315. Oh wait, sorry.
315.
No, it's not. It's area code 315.
315 is Utica, New York.
What's going on?
No, it's not. Every time. I'm so tired of him.
But it is Utica also, correct?
I don't know. I don't live in that dirty city. Which one do you think I'm calling from?
Well, it's Utica. It's Herkimer County. It's Utica County. It's from what
Onondaga County.
Yeah, because that's what I'm familiar with. I'm not living in those counties, but I have been to Utica. I have been to Herkimer 1,000 times and all that. So when I see 315, I just associate it with that. But I'm sorry.
We've had this conversation like, I don't know, 5, 6 times.
It's funny every time.
Not really.
He's like, God damn, I ain't from the ghetto, God damn it. Tell you say I'm from the ghetto or you the fuck the
This is a very
Seriously.
Carol-like situation right now, too.
I understand. I am sorry.
I'm about to freak out and send everyone into a t-shirt. Okay, I don't know if this is true because I haven't been rewatching the episodes because I've been down this weird Stranger Things pit.
Yeah, I binged it too. Yeah.
But so somebody had mentioned, and I don't know if this is true, that when Carol was at the hospital and that weird DHL guy or whoever was talking to her referred to Zosha as she instead of us, them, they, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So did Carol knock her right out of the hive mind, and that's why they all got the F away from her?
I think in some ways they maybe were just referencing the host body. One thing that I want to mention in association with that, in about how she kind of got her out, and just this shows how cool Vince is. They mention at one point when she's asking Zosha about alcohol, and she talks to her about, hey, if I get you drunk, does it get the whole hive drunk? And she's like, no, it gets me individually drunk, this unit. So when she later drugs her, she only drugs her and doesn't drug the thing. So she knows later she can use the sodium pentothal with the serum on Zosha specifically. So
where did she get these knowledge and this skill? Like Carol's scientific knowledge is way beyond someone who writes books. Way beyond.
Right. No. I get that. And when Zosha had the conversation with her, she said, no, it would just be me.
Right. So maybe in those
specific
situations, they're referring to themselves.
To that conversation. But in general, they always say us, them, we.
Mm-hmm.
So if they really did refer to her as she, then Carol might have knocked her right out of the hive mind. And that might be why they all packed up and got the hell away from her.
Possibly the drugs might have taken her out for a second. I tended to think they were just talking about the host body itself, like referring to her as the host body. What do you think, Tony?
No, I can see it both ways. I do think it was most likely talking about the host body, but 100% what you're saying makes sense. And if it was that was the case, then Harold just have to go around shooting people with Sarah and Clive in the ass, like she's a steroid dealer.
That just gave me a thought. Well, she cardiac arrest. What if she technically died and then came back to life? And when she did, she was no longer in the hive.
Oh,
I do think if we're talking about interesting ways this could go, the end of the season, as we have 4 more episodes here. Someone's waking up, right? It's not just going to be 13 people by the end of the season. Like either Zosha's going to come out of this, a million people are going to come out, out of this for a minute or something like that.
They tried to set that up with her looking back when she was going to get tossed into the harem, right?
Yeah, into
they
the
tried to make it look like at one point she flickered and she didn't want to be a part of it, and that's what made Carol go down there to save her because she didn't want to be a part of that. And that's what they tried to show us. Now, whether that is the truth or whether that was the hive mind just affecting Carol, they knew she would look and she knew she would care about this woman. Because and it's funny because they act like Carol is so decent, like she saves her because she didn't want her to. Carol just wanted to fuck her. Because the next thing she says is, why she gotta be so fuckable?
Why she gotta be so goddamn fuckable?
You know what I mean? So it wasn't like she just wants to fuck her. That's just what it is. She didn't want that guy to fuck her.
One sloppy seconds.
Exactly. I love that they did that scene. That's such a unnecessary but amazing scene that they had her shoot herself with that and did that character. That's why this show is a comedy first. I think it really makes me laugh more than anything else.
No, I laughed when she left her message and she said, "If you don't do this, I will flip out to biblical proportions." And they set the drone. I want her to hook up with Paraguay guy, but he's so untrusting of them, way beyond Carol, that he's eating coagulated dog food, which I would never.
Yeah, no, I would never. But she's gonna hook up with the harem guy again because he's in Las Vegas. If you look at the next episode that's coming up, it's his picture there that's on it. Yeah. So she's going to Vegas to find this guy, and that's where he's been at, and she's gonna hook up with him next time. So that's the next guy she'll be hooking
Vegas,
up.
baby.
She's in
Well, then
Vegas.
maybe she'll get him to fly her to Paraguay.
Oh, she'll.
It's quite possible. And Air Force One, that would be the way to go. I mean, it's just, I don't blame him. I really couldn't blame him for doing what he's doing. It's wrong. In every sense of the word, it's wrong. But I can't blame him for living that way. Because if it's to this point where the world is over, and that's the way I would look at it, like, fuck it. I'm going to live it until it's over.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm gonna and I'm not gonna deal with these fucks. A Paraguay guy is gonna come to her. I don't think I think at this point she's probably not even thinking about him. She's
Who is Paraguay? Did they name an actor? Did it say in the IDMB who Paraguay guy is?
I mean, we saw him. He's the dude licking the tuna fish can at the beginning.
Yeah, like, what is his credits though? I want to know who he is as the credits and stuff. I don't know, like what he is.
I never looked.
I know it is. Someone told me what his name was, his character name in the live chat. I forget what his name was. Someone in the chat will know. He actually.
I thought for sure when she cussed him out and called him names in Spanish, that he would call her back because it's clear she's not part of the hive mind when she's talking like that.
Yeah, you would think that would make him do that, right? Like he would realize that, hey, no one's ever cursed at me the way I did, and called back and cursed.
He made a note. He made a note about it.
She talked about my mama.
Yeah, exactly. She talked about my mother. So got to remember that. Underline, mama.
Yeah. All right. No, that's all I called to talk about. I'm still highly upset that Tony thinks Invasion is a good show, and I can't get past that. But
wait. This last season, did you watch this last season of Invasion?
Invasion is over. What do you mean?
What do you mean? Last
season? Yes.
They just had a season.
It's like 800 plot holes.
Wait.
If you want,
I'm asking. Wait. No filibustering. There's no filibustering. All right. Did you watch this last season of Invasion?
Yes.
All right.
I watched every minute of it.
All right. And you were talking about the season that had the girl from Queen Latifah's show, from Living Single, is in there, and she is the
yeah, so their stupid cult.
All right. Now I would say what I said about it is this: that it picked up. The other season was so slow that they actually did move it along somewhat. I didn't cover it on the channel, but I didn't hate it. I did not hate it. I'm not saying it's a great classic show. I didn't hate it. I think they fixed what was wrong with it, and they're on the right course with it. That's all I was saying.
What? There's 5,000 plot holes. The only thing that's not a plot hole is the coffee maker got fixed. Literally, is it?
All right.
Why was Casper getting these drawings before they even came to the Earth? Why did the spaceship land upside down, but it was right side up when they were inside? How did Casper die inside the ship when he wasn't inside the ship, but Chironte lived for 2 years with no haircut?
Wow, she came locked and loaded, Tony.
All right, listen, I really have answers for everything you just said, but I'm not going to do it because we're talking about pluribus now. I promise.
The last thing I'm going to say is this. Casper is reminding me of Will right now in Stranger Things, and it didn't end well for Casper.
All right, I will say this.
Will's reminding me of Harry Potter.
AMA, and we can go through everything you want to go through on this. How about that? I'll do it. I'll do it very soon, and we'll do an AMA, and we'll. When you want to talk Invasion, we can talk about it, and I'll try to. I'm not saying it's a great show, but I'll do my best to defend it. I will do my best Johnny Cochran impersonation to come in here.
If the glove fits, you must have quit, Tony. You're gonna get.
I'm gonna do it.
We can. I'll write down the 8 million plot holes.
Write them down. Get ready.
Oh my God, my hand is gonna. I'm gonna have to type them out. Voice to talk. There's no way because.
All right.
Okay. Anyways, no, really, I called to talk about Carolyn Zosa and the She reference, which I'm gonna rewatch all the episodes now that I'm finished with my Stranger Things rabbit hole.
All right. Well, listen, You know we got love for you on the channel, and we know
Yeah.
you're not.
Next time, don't call me Utica.
I didn't say yours, Utica. I said it's the area code it's from that area.
I guess that's not a lie. So
Yeah.
I just like that.
All right, we'll speak to you
All
later.
right.
Have a good night.
Bye.
I was gonna say have a good night, Miss Utica, but I didn't really want to piss anybody off there. Here we go. Why is the guy eating dog food? Because he, as much as Carol is bitching and moaning and screaming about not wanting any no contact, she's like the no contact relationship person that every night texts the ex like, hey, what you up to? By the way, I hate you, but could you come over and read me some poetry and do this thing and do this thing because I really need your help? Could you just hang up the TV in the wall? Could you come over here and could you sew those pants for me? Could you do this? Like whatever. It's like Carol hates them and all this stuff, but she's calling them every night. Once they ghosted her, Tony, she's on the phone every 5 minutes with the message, being like, "Hi again, this is Carol." But in the other dude, the Paraguay guy, he's just telling them to go fuck themselves and like throwing like acid at them if they come near him. And so he's ran out of supplies, and that's why he's eating dog food.
Yeah, he's like if you ever go into a zoo and you piss off the gorillas, they will take their shit and throw it at you.
Yeah, dude, totally.
Right? They will literally put their shit in their hand and toss it. And the gorillas know what they're doing. They know. They know what it is. They know you're not gonna like it, that you get hit in the face with some shit. But the gorillas do that shit. They'll throw shit at you. That's why they have to not in the bars anymore, and you have them behind the whole plexiglass. Because before, gorillas back in the day, when I was younger, was putting handfuls of shit and throwing it at people for fucking with them.
Yep.
All right.
Tony, you'll get this. That gorilla didn't go crazy. That gorilla went gorilla.
He did go gorilla, and he's locked up, and there's nothing else he can do. So throw some shit on you and stuff. That's what's going on with this guy. He doesn't trust it. He doesn't trust the food. He doesn't trust what they're gonna give him. I don't understand why he's blocking the windows like they can't see you. Like they're already in the building, bro. Like that's not gonna help you. But I understand why. I can see. Understanding like, I just want to be behind this. Not it's going to protect you, but they just can't see every movement you're doing. I guess curtains would be just as effective.
Yep.
You would have to go with the cardboard. Some curtains with some black.
He's gonna do the cardboard and throw his shit at them, and because of that, he's licking the top of tuna fish cans and eating wet dog food. Which again, I said it in my short like. If you had, and I know you would never eat it, Tony, but I'll say it. If I had to choose between wet dog food and dry dog food,
you're going with the wet. You're going with because it's gonna slide down quick.
See, I'm taking that dry and swallowing it like a pill.
I'm not. I'm just trying to get it down as fast as possible.
Exactly. That's why I'm just swallowing it like a pill, like it's a Tylenol.
No. You'd be swallowing one. You couldn't. That dry dog food is dry as hell. There's no way you'd be able to put that in your.
I'd be drinking that crappy milk to wash it down.
It's not an Advil. You're not getting that down. You just need something to slide down there, pause. You know what I mean? And the wet dog food would be the key. You know what I mean? Some little Alpo or whatever it's called. That's all. That is all you can do with it and everything else and all that.
Yeah, I'm with you, Sonic. I'm taking my chances with the kibble.
No, you're not, Sonic. You can say what you want, but you know the truth is you're not. All right. As soon as you have to chew it to kill, at least some of it looks a little bit like.
And I said this before, Tony. Like I've been eating SpaghettiOs and meatballs, like Franco-American SpaghettiOs and meatballs since I was a kid. I highly doubt the meat in SpaghettiOs and meatballs is much different than the meat that they use in wet dog food.
No. Do you eat the Francos, the hot dog ones?
I used to. I don't think they make them anymore.
The SpaghettiOs with hot dogs. They don't.
Yeah, I actually don't think they make them anymore. But
they don't make SpaghettiOs with hot dogs.
No, I think they cycled out the Frank's ones.
Oh, that's disgusting! What are they doing? SpaghettiOs was a classic, and when you got SpaghettiOs, you were happy when you were a kid. Like it was a big deal that you got fucking SpaghettiOs and shit and all that. God damn it, things have changed. These people, you're changing the world here without giving SpaghettiOs and everything else to kids and all that good stuff. Chuck Wagon had the best commercials. I'll be honest. The Chuck Wagon commercials was amazing. They did great commercials for Chuck Wagon. Phil hasn't read. Still eats it to this day. To this day, so he said everything. All that.
It's my once a week like crappy meal of choice. Here we go. Area code 401.
Oh, one. Never heard of that.
Area code 4, because I think it usually comes up as spam. Area code 401. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Phil. Hi, Tony. It's Julie.
Hey, Julie.
Julie, no more spam. What's
Yeah.
going on here?
My phone finally learned you're not spam.
Finally. I don't know what happened there. I think I was calling too much. I was like, who is this pest? Yeah. But well, you're finally covering a show that I'm watching, so I can call in again.
Perfect.
I appreciate it. 100%. Hopefully you're doing well and everything is going well with you and your family, and you had a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we had a nice Thanksgiving here. It's very cold in Iowa, but colder than I'm used to, even from New England. But it's nice. It was the nicest Thanksgiving I've had in years. I had a good one. I hope you guys had a nice holiday too.
Definitely.
100%. Not as good as my holiday could be. It was. So, I appreciate you saying it and everything else, and say what up to everybody in the building, and your family, your mom and Pan and all them cats out there for me.
Yeah, Panda Kalima, Carl says hi to you too, and yeah, I love this show. I thought, the episode 4 introduction of Paraguay guy, I was disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was anticlimactic. The build up for this guy was really interesting, and then we just didn't get to see enough. I wanted more. I know we're gonna get more, but we just didn't get enough other than him eating dog food and hiding out. And we need this guy to widen the focus of the show beyond just Carol. So I hope they find other immune people for the show to have longevity,
Yeah, 100%. I hear what you're saying. Like I said, me and Phil, we talked about it. When you deal with a show like Castaway, and this is basically a show version of that in a sense, you need a Wilson, right? And we haven't gotten our Wilson yet. I don't know if this guy can be a Wilson now. I don't know if it when Wilson floated away in the water, I was like going crazy. Like, no Wilson, please. No Wilson. Why?
This guy is more like the stingray that bit him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we get a Wilson yet.
Right? You need that. And especially with an abrasive personality like Carol, she turns a lot of people off. Like, she doesn't bother me. I think she's funny, but
we're from New England.
Wider focus.
We're from New England. We know people like her. She's tame for around here.
Exactly. But we need more than just her. And this would be an amazing premise for a Twilight Zone episode, or a one-off, that kind of thing, an anthology series. But for the show to have longevity, it's going to be challenging. And but then episode 5, I really liked better than 4. I thought it was really interesting how Carol got so needy, like you were saying, like when the hive mind sort of broke up with her and left town.
Yeah, she kept leaving the texts, like the breakup. Hi again. I need my trash picked up. Could you send me some delivery here?
Why you got to put it all heavy and shit? They told you the poundage, Carol. But yet you had to put the fucking pots and pans.
She's like, fuck that. Fuck them.
Right?
Help them out.
Right. That was really like, this is really leaning hard into the comedy, and I'm fine with that. I heard Phil talk about people who hadn't seen Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul who are into this show, and I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
I never watched either of those. The premises didn't really appeal to me. I read about what they're about. I just never checked them out. But this kind of show is up my alley. Thought-provoking sci-fi with humor thrown in, but right up my alley. So I wound up taking it on. Like, I didn't plan on covering it, but I started doing lives on it too. Even though I'm busy covering dairy now too. I couldn't. It's one of those shows that you have to talk about. It's thought provoking.
Yep.
It brings up all kinds of philosophical and just fun.
I know you're not talking about
questions.
dairy right now with that description, but yeah, of course, Pluribus. Sure.
No,
You're definitely not talking about dairy with all what you just said before. But yes, Pluribus
Hell
for sure.
no.
But that's more like. Do you know what's good? And I don't want to go too far down that road, but do you know what I like about it?
I don't want to go through the dairy, and the reason why I stopped covering dairy is because it's a thin line between horror and comedy to me. And when it starts to become comedic to me, where I'm laughing at the things that are supposed to be scary, then I gotta tap out.
It's more like Maximum Overdrive kind of vibe, which is the only movie that Stephen King actually directed himself. So I'm sure that's why he loves it. Like it's got that Maximum Overdrive vibe to it. But anyways, back to Pluribus. Pluribus, yeah. I agree with you, Julie. Pluribus is a show you absolutely kind of feel like you have to talk about.
Yeah, you need someone to talk about. When you watch Pluribus, it's a water cooler. Should we call that water cooler show?
Sure.
That you need to talk about at the water cooler. I think it's that it evokes that conversation.
Do offices still have? Oh yeah, they do, because people bring their own bottles in, but they still have the water coolers. And you bring your bottle to the water cooler and you fill it up there, and then you still talk. So that's, I guess, the water cooler is still a fucking thing.
Exactly.
Maximum Overdrive is causing.
Yes. Now, dairy, I feel the same way about dairy. I won't get into that either, but dairy, it was, I think it's getting redundant with too much disgusting, like birth situations, like fake births with bloody, disgusting, like women popping out, these gross.
Julie, with all respect, every episode has another bloody vagina.
Yeah, I don't need to see the babies. You could have did it one time, and every time it's a baby with two heads, baby this covering out this woman's. I don't need to see it. Like you made your point, and you don't have to keep repeating it. It's like that's all you can come up with. It's for that. So yeah, dairy just doesn't work for me. It just doesn't work.
It's like if every Nightmare on Elm Street movie they brought Freddy back by someone taking a piss and firing it. They did that in one of his movies. Someone took a piss and brought Freddy back.
I laugh at it, and I laughed from the beginning. I thought it was funny. Then I'm like, I'm not watching. It's supposed to be because you don't want me to laugh, and I am laughing, and it's just not working for me. So,
but Pluribus makes you laugh when it wants you to, and sometimes, and I think that's the difference too with it. But again, it is leaning into the comedy, but I also think the rules are important and they're setting it up. And I like what Vince says in Breaking Bad and in Better Call Saul. He had all these ideas of how it should be, how this should be. He's curious to leave some things open for interpretation and let people kind of figure it out as well. So he's not locked into a lot of stuff. So what we're seeing, what we're interpreting, it could be that, it could be anything. I think some stuff is set, some stuff isn't. And they're going to be figuring it out as we go.
100%. All right. So, people in the chat, I'm going to ask you right now, and I asked Julie while she's on the phone with us right now. And if you don't know who Julie B is, go check her out on the channel, Julie B Deep Dive. She does a lot of videos and she does recaps and live streams and everything else. Is it right now, Julie, from what you've seen, and we look at big shows that we've covered, you and I, right, and Phil. Is it on the level of Severance and From? Is it there? Is it that thought provoking? Because in From, I think you're hooked in the first episode, and you got to keep watching. Severance, I think it's a more of a slow build, but the ending is amazing. Are we going to get? Are we there with this show yet? Did this show reach that levels yet, or is it still working its way?
I think it's close. I think it's working towards that. I think it's in the same. It deserves to be in the same category with shows like From and Severance. I don't think it's quite there yet. Like From and Severance, I think right out of the gate they were just firing on all cylinders, and this one, I think it's kind of up and down. There's some things that I get frustrated with because I think this show has so much potential. And then there are certain things that are just too slow moving, and they need to work out some of the kinks, and they don't want to write themselves into a corner with just having Carol as the focus and things like that. But in terms of all the questions it brings up, all the philosophical questions, and the way it makes us talk about what would we do in this situation? What would we do if we had the whole world at our disposal? They do anything we want. Would we just give in? Would we be like the guy flying on Air Force One, hooking up with all the ladies, or would we be like a Carol and an advocate for what's left of the human race? Like it makes you think. It can bring up fun conversations and also more heady stuff like individuality versus collectivism, and how much is that individuality worth? Is it worth preserving it, even if it means, well, you're giving up world peace? At least they enacted world peace. Like, who's the villain here too? Like, the villain is ambiguous.
Carol.
I like that. Yeah, it's like some people would say Carol is the villain.
Yep.
Not the hive mind. Like
some people you can watch it like that. You can flip it around like that. So whether it's one of those kind of shows, I think it is worth mentioning that Severance season 1 is a step above all of them. As much as I love From, I might be connected a little bit more with From. The best of all, if we're taking all the seasons of all these shows and putting them up on a scale, Severance season 1 is a step above all of it. From is great, but they do have a habit and a problem with ending the season strong. They do have an end of season problem. So yes. I think that answer, Tony, is something we should keep an asterisk in and judge at the end of this first season. We're going to know how they end this too.
I will say this too. You are 100% that From does not end like Severance.
They start great. From starts freaking great.
If you watch the first episode of From, you're hooked. And you're ready to go, right? And you want to watch the next and the next and the next. Endings they have not gotten right.
They're figuring that part out. They're figuring it out.
A good ending yet. An ending that is a great ending. They have not done it yet. And From this, hopefully they can figure it out. Severance, the endings are amazing. And I mean, when I say like, From is not winning any awards, right? It's never going to be nominated. It's not going to be, not that it's not a good show. I love the show. It's my favorite show on
Neither
television.
was The Walking Dead in its prime, but it was still one of the best shows on TV.
Exactly. You're not winning awards. This, I'm talking about Vince Gilligan, though. When we look at what he does, he's an award contender type show.
Better call Saul Olin 46. Go fuck yourself, Academy.
But he gets nominated, right? So I'm saying, are we on this route where he's going to get nominated? Because I think he did this to try to get Ray Seymour.
It's not even think. He's directly said that he created this series because he feels like Ray got screwed in Better Call Saul, and he's going to do this show till she doesn't want to do it anymore. Done. Till she wins an award. She wins the fucking award. He's going to keep producing seasons of this goddamn show.
Wow.
And she just needs to show him her feet once a year. That's all that needs to happen.
Show her that fiducie. He likes that fiducie.
Exactly. Just once a year, Tony. Just once. It's a deal.
I agree. I agree that Severance is probably like the top tier. And as much as I love From, and From is my favorite show that's current, it's not quite the same level of excellence all the time consistently as Severance, but
it's fun. It's the one I have the most, or not.
Yeah, it's like listen, there could be a ride in the amusement park that is technologically better than everything. But if you like the Ferris wheel, you like the fucking Ferris wheel, right? And that's just what From is. You know what I mean? It may not be the most technically advanced show and have all these things, but if you like the fucking teacups, it's the teacups.
But just like the teacups, it doesn't end good and you end up puking at the end. But like it needs to figure, like at the beginning of the teacups, you're like, this shit's great. This is awesome, man.
It is great when you spit around a little bit. You spit in the teacup and shit like that.
But at the end, you're spitting into that trash can. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry.
Right.
Not that I think the end of From is trash. I just think I think they just start better than they stop. I only think season 2 is the only one I don't.
Pan
says Julie likes the Ferris wheels.
Yeah. Yeah. I just rode one for the first time in my life last summer out here in Iowa. It's fun. And I rode a roller coaster. I got to say, I like Ferris wheels better. I had my first roller coaster ride too. But,
I don't blame you. Don, I ain't going up in no Ferris wheel ever. It's too high. It may stop when I'm up there. I can't do it. Yeah, I need something that's going to be fast, that it's going to go. And if I'm going to die, I want to die fast. I don't want to die slow. Because if I get on the Ferris wheel and get stuck up there, I'm unstrapping and I'm clapping the fuck down. And that's
Yeah, you're going full Spider-Man and
I'm going there. I'm confident that I'm not gonna let it just collapse on me. I'm going full down. That's just the way it's going.
Right.
if you're going of your own free will. You're not getting your way into that.
going because I tried to get down and I thought it's gonna be a fucking meme and that's what it's gonna be. If not, I don't want to just, if I have to go, I'm going on a roller coaster where it just shoots off into space and then no one sees me. I'm just one of the people on it.
If I'm going to hell, I'm going there playing the piano. Like if I'm going there, I'm going my own way.
That's just
I get that, Tony.
I respect that a lot, actually.
But okay, I'll stop tying up your line. The last thing I'll say is something that made me think like about the hive mind. Getting back to Pluribus, when you think about it, they're not. I like that they're not a traditional villain. I like an ambiguous villain. That is an indicator of good writing.
Yep.
They're not some kind of comic book villain. They don't kill anyone or any animals. They just want to make people happy. They enacted world peace. They take care of the earth. The only seemingly bad things they're doing are, they're consuming people's remains, but they're doing that purely for utilitarian reasons, I think. They need to get nutrients because they don't kill animals, and eventually they'd run out of food and nutrients. So they're gaining nutrients. They're saving these nutrients from bodies that are already deceased.
I have a question for both of you before you go, Julie. Now, that based on something you said, and let me word this right. If we were following, if we never met Carol and this whole thing was introduced to us in a slightly different way, and suddenly we were following the mother in India and everything was happy and a good vibe and stuff like that, will we feel different about this whole thing? Is part of the reason why we feel this way because we're getting from Carol's perspective. Do you guys think if we saw this from a different thing, would you interpret this hive in a different way? Like this thing saving the world, not destroying the world or something like that? Is it, there's a reason why, basically, I don't know. There's a reason. I don't even know what I'm asking. There's a reason why we're focusing on Carol because she's the only one that sees it for what it is, or is she the only one that's not getting it? What do you guys think about that?
She's not getting it because she's laying in that house like the other guy's getting it. Because the bottom line is, I'm being honest about it. If this situation happened to me and Phil, we're the guy in Air Force One. Like it's as bad as it might sound.
I'm a cross between him and Paraguay.
Phil. Don't bullshit.
Okay, I'm hanging out with. I've said it before. I've said it like 20 times. Michelle Pfeiffer, if she survives.
I am fucking everybody.
Marissa Tomei. I'd like to say I wasn't.
I am fucking everybody.
I'd like to say I wouldn't be fuck Force One, but I probably would.
Be the big booty line that you've never seen conga line in the history of the world. I'm going. It's not right. I'm being honest, but I'm gonna do it. I would have women from the Congo all the way to goddamn Japan. And I'm fucking every Hollywood star there ever fucking was. And I'm doing 5 at a time. And that's just the way it's going to be.
Everyone thinks Tony's
so
room.
That's what it is. Now, for the overall question of free will and should you have free will, obviously, I think the answer is yes to me. You should have free will. Everyone needs free will. But with free will comes all the crimes and everything else like that. That is just something. There's always good with the bad. As the great, Phil will know who this is.
Is the world better?
I would say the great woman, a great woman. She once said, you take the good, you take the bad, you take the both. And there you have. What is that line, Phil?
The facts of life.
That is right, goddammit. Edna Garrett. Edna Garrett said that shit.
And she survived 2 shows too. She wasn't just on one show, Tony. She was on 2 shows. She moved up, Tony. She moved up.
She sure did. That's what life is. That's the way it goes. Julie, you can answer that. I'm sorry. What Carl away, you girl.
I think that inevitably, like we're going to sympathize. Well, at least we're supposed to. They want us to sympathize more with Carol because we're focusing on her perspective. on things. And so they want us to kind of, view the hive mind more as the villain and be on Carol's side against them. But yeah, if we were looking at this from the perspective of that bitchy lady with the kids.
What did you do to my son? I didn't do anything to your damn son. Shut up.
Yeah, I can't stand that lady.
Me too.
But if we were looking at it from her perspective, who knows? Like Carol killed her grandfather or something, or her father. I forget. Like that family member died during one of her outbursts.
He was one of the enemy. He was one of the Borg. Kill them all. He can't be turned back. I'm Picard in First Contact. Kill them all. Kill them all.
Fuck them. Fuck them. I wouldn't give a shit. Like they're all part of the hive now. I mean, so what? Carol was like throwing up because she killed these people. I know they're still human beings, and it's okay. It's still, yes, it's bad that they died.
But they've specifically told her we're working on it. We're actively working on a way to wipe you out. Basically, that's what they've said to her. They've told her we're active. So what's your choice?
Couple of weeks. You got a couple of weeks.
You got a couple of weeks. You fucking got it. You first of all, you got to fuck everybody. After you fuck everyone, you have to kill these guys.
Yeah, listen, you got a couple of weeks. How could you beat them? And you would not think that her primitive skills in science would be enough. They told me you got a couple of weeks to live the life you ever wanted to live and do this thing. And I've seen a comment in here with the Tony Weinstein. It wouldn't be a Tony Weinstein because those people are compliant. They're down with it. That's what that was his whole argument. They all said yes to him. They all wanted it. They all had a good time. They were all about it. So this is no Tony Weinstein situation here or anything else like that. Weinstein went to jail for what he did. I wouldn't be going to jail for this. And Weinstein went to jail because he forced people into a situation where they felt like they had no choice. This is not the same. We're dealing with a hive mind that is ready and willing to do it, and they are about it. They are happy to do it. So I don't think we can compare the two and everything else and all that stuff like that. Not at all. No, I don't think we can compare.
No.
That's a valid comparison. But I wanted to make sure that I did say, because I don't want you to think that I'm missing your comments or I'm omitting comments that don't put the dime in the good life. I'm being honest with you. I'm being honest with you. I and any man in this chat or any man would do the same thing. Listen, they're taking Cardi B. They're taking Ice Spice. They're taking Beyonce.
Marissa
they're taking Marissa, whoever it is. They're going to bring them to me. They're going to do that. And anyone who says they're not, and all you women, you're taking Brad Pitt, you're taking George Clooney, you're taking Idris Elba, you're taking all those dudes who are
Jason Momoa
and Momoa, and you're having them suck your toes. And anyone who says they're not, you're lying to yourself. You're fucking lying to yourself. And that's just about of course you would.
And I agree, Panda. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. One of my favorite series. If I'm not ranking best series of all time, my favorite Deep Space Nine is in the top 5 for me. I love it. It's fucking great. I even named my dog that's over there Quark. That's his name.
Yeah, he's trying to get me to watch that show. Like he's like in love with that show. I've never watched any Star Trek.
You can watch it beside. You can watch it besides all other Star Trek. Get through the first 2 seasons, Julie. They set the standard. It really gets moving in season 3. I know it's like 7 seasons. You're like, what the fuck? And they're like 26 episode seasons. But season 1 and season 2 are slow-ish. Ignore the episode. Move along home. Like move along through that one. Like eat some pizza and ignore that episode. But it's still pretty. So good, but once you see the captain get a beard and get bald, that's when things get good. Once they let Avery Brooks look like Hawk, shit started getting good.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a try because he loves it. He really loves the show. I've never seen any Star Trek. Not really my thing, but I'm gonna try.
It's not like any other Star Trek. It's not like any other Star Trek.
Yeah. I mean, shows like Pluribus, this is like more my thing, but we'll see. I'm sure there are philosophical stuff, questions in those shows too. But yeah.
But there's holodeck program. I'm sorry. I'll stop talking about Star Trek.
Yeah, and what Tony said a little bit ago, like about free will with Pluribus. I like how we get talking about that. how important is free will? Like, what would you give up to get,
I wanted
you know,
to say,
to have
We
free
were both
will?
thinking the
And
same thing. You liar, Carla. Fine, not
Oh,
Momoa. Who is it?
you're a
Who is it then,
fucking
Momoa?
liar,
Who is it?
Carla.
Who is it, Carla? Maybe it's not Momoa. There's somebody. There's fucking
No,
somebody.
he's lying. See, what a liar Carla is. Of course, listen, he's sucking anything.
No, I
more than
believe that it might not be Momoa.
10 times a day.
She might not want Drogo to do that, Tony. It might be somebody else.
But it's someone, and that's as Julie was pointing to. That's the big issue. That's what we talk about here. Free will. How important is free will? And do we have it? In the end, right now on this planet that we live, we have no idea. We assume we do have free will, but we don't know. And I don't think that anyone could ever know what free will really means, because it could all be written and people will tell you when your time comes, your time's come. It was always already written, right? But if we have free will, then that's not the case. So what is it? I don't know if we could ever truly have a definitive answer for that question.
right, and in, you know, on the point of free will, there's something. This show made me think of this. I took a lot of political science classes, and John Locke was a philosopher who said that he didn't believe that if you see somebody about to jump off a bridge, he was very big on free will.
He was also on
liberty.
Lost. He was also on Lost. No, I'm kidding.
He was also on Lost. And he believed so much in personal liberty and free will that if you see someone jumping off a bridge, he didn't think that you have a right to stop them. Now, in our society, that's not how we operate. You know, like, we do everything we can to stop people from taking their own lives. Now, if you think about it, this is what the hive mind is trying to do to Carol. They said that if you see someone who's drowning, would you hesitate to throw them a life preserver? No, you would do it immediately. And that's honest. They can't lie. We learned that they can't lie, and that's how they honestly feel, that they are trying to save Carol and the other immune, that it's like they're drowning, not being part of the hive mind. So it makes them an ambiguous villain. And I like that, because they think that they're helping, but she doesn't want to be helped. You know, she wants her free will. So I'm on Carol's side with that, but I like how it makes you think, you know, that whole philosophical question.
100%. I agree with everything you said there. And that's what it all boils down to. When it all said, how do you feel them? Are they the villain, or are they here to help? And are they helping? And that's what it comes down to in the end. When you watch this show, it's really up to you to decide which side you are on. Are you on? There's no crimes, there's no racism, there's no wars, there's all these things, there's diseases that will be bought, there's no politics, there's nothing like that dealing with them. All these things that stop progress, that stop people's lives. They don't have to worry about anyone ever going hungry. You may have to eat a couple of people, but hey, drink them. It's fine. You know, but no one's going to be hungry. No one's going to be anything. Everyone is just everybody, and that is what it is. Is that better than the struggles that we go through every day in this world? And everything else that we deal with in this world, is that better? And I think that's what they're trying to ask you the question, and they're leaving it up to you to decide what side you fall on. And there's no right or wrong answer.
That's absolutely right. I love it. I love that about this show. So anyway, I'll let you guys continue, but I love that you're covering the show, Tony. I think it's awesome. Thank you for the shout out for my channel earlier. I appreciate it, as always, and keep doing what you're doing. I hope you keep covering this through the end, because
we'll run it. We'll run it through the end, no problem. We'll definitely get through every episode. We'll get through the end. It's the holidays and everything mess things up. Make sure you subscribe to Julie B Deep Dives. Please put her link in the chat for the people. And when is your next stream on this coming on?
Tomorrow night, I'm going to do a Pluribus stream at 10 p.m. Eastern. We're going to do a stream on the latest
Julie B is the nightcap lady. She's always on the nightcap. 10 p.m. Eastern. Julie B deep down. The link will be inside. We'll put it in the video also. So if you want to keep talking Pluribus, definitely check her and her peoples out. Julie, I swear to God, Julie. I'm not saying this as like just saying it to say it. I swear to goddamn God, I'd best be at this fucking wedding. If I am not, you will see the rant of all rants on YouTube that you have ever seen. When this wedding happens, I better fucking get that invite. Goddamn it! I better get that. Goddamn it! I better get it. I ain't gotta be in the wedding, but I better get the goddamn.
Yeah, you got it, Tony. You have a VIP invite. I guarantee you. Right. I would love it, man. 100%. Thank you so much. You're
thank
awesome,
you for
Tony.
calling. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. Have a good night, Tony and Phil.
Night. And Carla truly admits it.
That night didn't almost make it, Phil. That night was a die. It was an in between night.
I almost Peter Brady'd that. It's Carla admitted it was she wants the clown for the king. She does.
Of course she does. No one, if they're being truthful with themselves, would say they wouldn't do it. It's just human nature that you would do it. It's just inbred in us, and that's why they have that character, because it shows. What it shows is what everyone would do, but that it's wrong to do, right? It's not right to do it. And I'm not justifying what the guy is doing with Air Force One or all these. I'm not justifying it. I don't think it's right, but everybody would do it.
Yeah, and it shows, especially even if we don't want to say every single person would do it, the person, what we've seen, every other person that's not doing it besides Carol and Paraguay guy has somebody still in their family, either still has the kid or this thing or the whatever, so they have somebody to sort of pay attention to and kind of feel like they're still in their regular life a little bit. If you're single or you're all alone in your situation, there's no one that wouldn't do something like this. It's nobody that wouldn't do something like that.
I don't give a goddamn if you're married or you're doing it. You're talking about movie stars and actors and people on TikTok that you have fantasized about or you have seen. Everybody's going to do it. And I would say that my waist is not that small in that picture, Phil. I have a lower, my waist is more extended than that. I'm not squatty like that, but I like the picture regardless. But I'm not squatty like that.
They can't be perfect. They can't be perfect.
It can't. I'll be right back. Phil, hold that.
The upper body ones are better. Let's get in the live chat. People put in your opinions. Who your one Van Damme. No, that's your name, Van Damme. I thought someone was picking Van Damme. They need to make that question mean more. If they say all humankind was about to end and they're saving us, or should we keep our free will and let it happen on our own? It seems to me that when we ultimately get down to a big point here, right? It's got to get to a big apex moment. There's got to be a point where Carol maybe wakes a bunch of people up and lets them make that choice, because that is the choice that needs to pop up at some point. A lot of people need to sit down and have that which pill I take moment, and what world do I want to live in? And Sam, those are all good, very good picks. Very good picks. And yes, Deep Space Nine was the best, because Carol in this situation, I like how they went there with what she ultimately wants. She got to the point where she asked for a cure quickly, and she did work the magic to outsmart them. And whether she asked and focused, is there a cure? We can't answer that question. Can't answer the question. What would be hilarious through all that if there actually isn't any cure, and that was just they didn't want to disappoint her, so they couldn't answer that question. They didn't want to tell her tell her something that would destroy all of her hope, and there actually isn't a cure to it. And I also don't know how quick they're going to be to actually find a way to turn her. I know they're actively going to try that, but I'm not sure if they're going to actually figure that out in a couple of weeks. Or maybe they'll convert the other 12 and Carol will be the only one, and they're going to be trying to get to Carol and Paraguay Guy to try to turn them when they get the cure. Or the cure that's not the cure, the infection. That's where it sets up. It's two different things. You got the cure that Carol essentially thinks there is, but is there? Again, I asked that question. She got them to pause. She got them to, but they also could have had a schizoid embolism moment, because if Zosha had answered her and told her there wasn't a cure, that would have destroyed all of her hope, and they don't want to make Carol sad. But I do think the variation of them all getting the fuck out of Dodge City after the fact kind of verifies that there's probably a cure that they're afraid of Carol getting at. Or did they leave because they feel like they're really causing Carol more of an annoyance, or are they showing that they protect themselves? That they do have some sort of sense of, do you think that they are protecting themselves, Tony?
They are. I think that they're definitely protecting them. Shout out to my sister, Coley Cole, in the building. And I say my sister, I don't just mean my black sister. I'm saying she's my flesh and blood. That's my sister. But shout out to her. She has been hitting me up, asking me because she wanted to talk about the show and everything else and all that. And I told her I was covering and all that. So shout out to my sister. I love you so much. More than life itself, I love my sister. But they are telling you in two different ways when you deal with this whole situation of this show and everything else, the way that they're trying to portray it and the way it is, that there would be no reason for them to go away from her if there wasn't a cure. The fact that they moved heaven and earth to keep everybody away from her means that there's something. If you can change something into something, you would think there's a way to change it back, or there's a way to block it, or something like that. Like maybe you can't be changed 100% back, but there would be a way to block it, or to stop the receptors from going.
Thanos snapped you out. You can snap back. There's a way to snap back.
Snap back. Macho Man is a Slim Jim snapper, and he was all about it.
He
was all about it. He was all about it, right? So I would say there is, but I think it would have been an easier solution just to say no one's talking to Karen. Like, Carol, there's no way you don't have to talk to Carol. Just ignore her.
That would have been even creepier. But I think that shows that they were protecting themselves, because she could still yell at them even though they weren't listening and hurt them. So if she was, so it probably was 100% to protect themselves, because they need to add up on numbers. They need to she's killing too many people all at once.
Yeah, no doubt. But again, they don't talk about the people they killed disaffecting them. And again, why is she able to do that? It must be, when you deal with seizures, we're dealing with neurosystem situations, we're dealing with electric magnetic pulses going through the brain that don't go through all the way, that cause you to have a seizure and everything else. So what is it about it? What in her biomes that is allowing them to affect it this way? We all know about static electricity, right? It can be transferred from wool to a balloon, and you can stick the balloon on the wall. You can have, so things have that electricity there. What electrical thing current is she putting out there that is causing people to go into these seizure situations that they do and then kill them, to people who can't come out of it? And what does she have, and what makes her special that she's able to do it? Because again, I just think it's her. I don't think the other people can do it.
Yeah, I don't know if she just is the only person on Earth that has that much negative energy. Like she's just she's a superpower. But it's hard for me to not imagine if she is the only one that she is infected, but the infection mutated in her in a weird way and gave her some sort of superiority over the rest of the thing, but she's still hooked into the hive somehow. Someone asked earlier what I meant in passing, saying she might be a queen. What I mean, or what I think, Tony can correct me on his side of it, but that she got infected as well, but how the infection manifested inside her was getting a little bit more too much free will, but her emotions can affect the hive directly in a way that no one else can. And with that emotion, she can kill people and turn them, as Tony was saying in his video, can turn people into food when they need to, and can kind of kill drones and add on command with certain energy or whatever. So I think that would be, I'm not saying that's the thing, but if we make reference to that, I think that's what that means. If someone was asking that,
I'll say that thing. I've said it. If you, and again, thank you for shouting out the video. But if you watch my videos, whoever that person was, you'll see that I've said from day one, and I put in there that this is a bee situation. And when you deal with bees, that's what we're dealing with. That is what we deal with. It's not a Borg situation in Star Trek. It's more of a bee situation. And when you deal with bees, you have the queen bee, right? And the queen bee is there and runs the whole hive. She is the one who they make the royal jelly for, right? And then she eats the royal jelly. And if there isn't a queen bee, they feed a larvae bee this royal jelly, and it automatically turns into a queen bee. Now, it may not have been made to be a queen bee. It's just a very larvae, but just by ingesting this royal jelly, that larvae becomes a queen bee just from eating that. And that is what is going on with this whole situation here. It is no different than what we've seen in this show. Carol is the queen bee of this whole situation. That's the reason why she's alive. That's the reason why we're focused on her. Obviously, see home, Bob, you know that. But I'm saying for show purposes, this is what it's going to be. That's why she's able to cause life or death for these people and kill these people and everything else. And as we talked about a little bit earlier, when drones die, and we've seen worker bees, right? Worker bees, they shake their ass, and they shake their ass in a certain way, and it tells the other worker bees exactly how far to get the pollen and when they have to go back and exactly where it's at, right? And that is what's going on. We have seen a uniformity in this whole thing. That people are on point, boom, 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 do this, do this, do this. Whether it was a chick getting in the airplane and flying the airplane to as soon as she got out, the water was waiting for her to take a shower, to wash her dirty ass and everything else, and then put on the clothes and fly over there, all in sync. The same way bees are in sync. It's no different than this whole situation. But in the end, when you deal with that, there has to be a queen bee, and she is obviously pluribus. When you look at the colors, you see it on the screen. It's yellow and black. What colors, Phil, are bees?
Green, yellow and black. No, it's true. There, I didn't think about that, but there's something to be said that. And I want to go to what RCO. That's another thing they did at the end of the last episode. They looked like they wanted to sting the fuck out of her. They wanted to. They were in full aggression mode, and maybe that's part of the reason why they left too, because they couldn't help but kill Carol there.
Yeah, well, they can't do it. They're not gonna do it. They can't kill the queen.
Yep.
The queen can't die. She cannot die. She can be replaced, and you can find another queen. And you know, if you look at these beekeepers and stuff, and the people who go around and they snap. And I watch these videos on YouTube because I think it's fascinating and stuff like. They'll find queens in the hive when they're like removing the hive, and there'll be a queen, and then they'll put that queen in a different box, right? And just from that queen being in a different box, all these other bees just come over to that box because they know that queen. Somehow they know that queen is in there. And you can say it's from whatever it is. They know that queen is in there, and they all just charge into that box because that queen is in that box. And they become working for that queen, even though there's another queen. So yes, she may be able to be replaced by another queen when it's all said and done, and maybe go that route with it and stuff like that. But
I'm so immature, Tony. I'm just thinking about being in the queen's box right now.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
The queen. Who's this queen? She sounds hot, Tony. Who's this queen?
Her name is Diana, Princess of Wales.
Oh, yes. I'll be that candle in that wind. Oh, I know it's bad.
Princess of Wales, we miss you, Diana. We miss you.
That's the piece. I remember that night actually. Carla, my foot buddy. Oh my goodness. We're all just worker bees shaking our ass through life. Absolutely. I am yelling at the other drones. That's who I'm yelling at right now that's who Carol is yelling at that picture. But in fairness, that's the talking pluribus logo, but that's the logo that Apple released. That's kind of a play on the image that they released in a promo picture, which has her yelling in a way, controlling the rage, which could be looked at kind of in that way, Tony. And so I said it as a joke at first, but the more things are happening, I do think she's tapped into this thing somehow, and that's why she can kill people on command. There's something more to that.
Yeah, it has to be. There's no other way it would work. And she is the queen bee. She doesn't realize it yet. She doesn't realize she's in control. She's asking questions and everything, trying to destroy the hive, and they're trying to prevent her from doing such. But she is the one queen bee in this whole situation, unless they get a new queen like the other bee has. And that may happen. Not this episode, not this season. I'd say season 2 or something like that. They could go that route with it and everything. Because when we look at this season, and what they're trying to set up, we know Vince Gilligan's like, I'll do it as long as she wants to do it. How far can you go with just what they've shown us? To me, that's not enough for even one season. Like, I think if they just kept going on what they showed us, and you want to see a guy eat cat food, and they show another person eat motherfucking, is eating fucking shit for parrots and stuff like that and all that, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. They have to go somewhere with what they're doing, right? So it doesn't even work for one full season. So there has to be another twist that we have not seen yet, that's going to get this to extended seasons. You can't just have people smiling and drones dropping shit off and doing all that. It doesn't work. That doesn't work. It doesn't work to get through this whole season. So let alone for season 2, season 3, you can't do that. So there has to be more going at it. And if it is a situation where there's another queen bee that they find, and now Carol is really up against that queen bee for who's the hive going to follow, then you start bringing more stuff into it and how you can expand this whole situation and how it all goes down in the end. So that's what I believe is going to happen for them to keep this show afloat.
Something weird or different has to happen. Something like that. Perhaps half the population wakes up, and then you deal with different factions of people that want to get back in, or people that want to change everything or think of it as a threat. And there's sort of interactions and weird faction interactions. It's hard for me to imagine this time next season, towards the middle part of next season, that we're not following multiple characters in different situations. It can't just be, I know what you're saying. Joe says the same thing. It can't just be Carol alone as our central character for 3-4 seasons doing this. Something needs to change. We need a few more characters, even if it's one more character or two more characters. I think the end of this season ends with some big reveal about a way that they can turn people, or the cure, and Paraguay Guy and Carol meet. I don't think we see them interact much, but I think that's sort of probably one of the end things that happens. Like, he shows up.
It's not enough, Phil. It's not enough. I don't care if Paraguay Guy comes and this other guy comes. It doesn't matter in the end. Again, we have said it multiple times. We'll say it again. This is a Castaway show. In Castaway, you deal with Tom Hanks by himself. They're asking Ray Seahorn to basically carry the show by herself.
We need a dog. She needs to find a dog.
We need a Wilson.
A dog. Yeah,
yeah, whether it's a dog or whatever.
Yeah, a dog or a cat.
We have to have a character, a Wilson. We need something to care about. I don't give a fuck about Paraguay Guy. I don't care.
She needs to find a cat. A cat needs to come. I'm changing from a dog or a cat. We need a name.
Whatever it is, we have to have something to care about. I don't care about Carol. I really don't. Like I don't. I understand she's fighting for humanity and she's doing it, but I don't care about it. Tom Hanks was, we understood his situation.
Oh, I'm not doubting anybody, Sonic.
You know, I got to get back to his wife. I got to get this and all that. You knew his situation, and you knew Wilson was there that he talked to and helped him out with the bloody hand and everything else. You believed it, right? We don't have that. We have a character that you basically can't cheer for. That is basically, as we talked about earlier in this episode, wanted to fuck the pirate lady and prevented her from going on the Air Force One because she wanted to fuck her. Now, she didn't succumb to her feelings
yet,
but she said it out loud. Why does she have to be so fucking? This is a woman that we have seen that supposedly loves her partner so much and there's so much grief, but she's looking at other people like, damn, why she got to be so fucking?
Tony, they put that in that episode, so later she's going, before the end of the season, she's definitely going to have sex with those.
She's fucking her. There's no way around.
That is 100% happening.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. There's no doubt.
Soon.
And then it's gonna be left in the situation where there is sex without an emotional attachment, right? So then you would deal with that whole situation where she has emotional attachment, but the other lady doesn't. So the other lady would be like modern day men, and she would be like modern day women, right? That she's having sex without any emotional attachment to her. She's just going through the motions, and that's what it is, and all that. So we're definitely going to see her have sex and fuck the pirate lady.
100%.
Before the season's over.
I will say this, though. I agree with you, but I also think what is going to happen by the end of the season is something that I can't myself anticipate, and it's going to do exactly what we want and we're going to be like, okay, I get this, because I agree. Right now, this is setting up a dynamic almost like what WandaVision didn't pull off, but this is going to pull off, where it's like lulling you into this thing, and then it's going to show us it's this different thing. I don't think it's exactly what it seems quite yet. I think we're being set up here for a big fuck thing that's going to happen. I don't know what the thing is because I can't get it, because I don't think we should know what it is yet, because I think but I do think we're going to get exactly what you're saying in a way that maybe the way you're describing, maybe in a different way. But yes, it can't just be this. It's not just this. I love this. I love every fucking minute of this, but this can't last. I said this could last a season, but this can't last 3 seasons. No way. What up to my man Perk Minded in the building, rock on us and stuff? And he say he feels like the left. I feel you on that. You know what I mean? Exactly. Long form Twilight Zone episode. It is a long form Twilight. But it needs more, right? But what is that more going to be? We haven't seen it yet. They haven't got us there yet. We'll see when it gets there, and we'll see if it holds up. Listen, Vince Gilligan has earned nothing but the worst you can give Vince Gilligan is expectation. He deserves, from what he has put out, when you look at the shows he has been a part of and everything else that we have seen, he definitely deserves expectation that it's going to be good. X-Files, Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad, hit, right? We have the right, all we can do is say we trust in Vince Gilligan, right? Now, whether he fulfills that, we have to see and everything else. But from what we've seen so far, it's a really great series. It's not Severance. It's not that level. It's not that level. And that's not a diss to it. A lot of things are in Severance. A lot. I can go through a billion shows and they are not Severance level. Season 1. Let me be specific about that. I think it's close to season 2. It's
yeah. I'm saying season 1, and this is a season 1, so I'm just going by season 1. Is it season 1 Sopranos right now from what we've seen? It's hard. I don't want to just. We haven't seen the full season. But from up to this point, it's not season 1 Sopranos yet. Phil, would you agree with that?
No.
The first 5 season episodes of Sopranos was a different type of situation, right?
Yeah, no, but it Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, it's kind of like the first 5 or 6 episodes of that.
Yep. He's a slow burn guy, right?
Yeah.
And Breaking Bad, that people don't realize, Breaking Bad wasn't a hit until it hit Netflix.
Since
It
it's till
wasn't a
like
hit.
season 4, like after the Gus spoiler alert, spoiler, until like Gus blew up, that's when the show
Yeah.
blew up.
And it was still winning awards though. It was winning award after award after award, but it didn't become a media and hit until it hit Netflix.
People are like that Malcolm in the Middle guy. Fuck that, dude. There's the Malcolm in the Middle guy selling meth. I'm not watching that shit.
Yeah, but once it hit Netflix and people binged it, then all of a sudden became as big as it. Better Call Saul was a breakout from the beginning. From the beginning when it first shot, but Breaking Bad was not. But
it did lose. Better Call Saul also having like covered the final season of Breaking Bad and then covering the first season of Better Call Saul. They did lose a lot of Breaking Bad people that said this isn't fast enough. This is nothing to do with Breaking Bad. It's slow. I don't care about Chuck. I don't care about Kim. What the hell is this? And then Better Call Saul was popular, was whatever, but that didn't get crazy, super insane till the final season. The final season, that show reached another level of popularity.
It really did.
It lost some people at the beginning because people said this is too slow and blah, 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 blah. The first season does not hook everybody in the way, especially coming off Breaking Bad and being so hype.
And I think Phil made a beautiful point earlier when we said, when we deal with shows like we cover on the show, we deal with From is, if you watch one episode, the first episode of From, you're in it, but the ending episodes suck. For all 3 seasons, there has not been a good ending episode. They have not been able to put the bow on that bitch at the end.
Not
they
quite.
Have not filled it up. They've not done. They've ruined it every time. 3 in a row, and they have not been able to do that. And Severance, the ending was amazing. Like and that's what gets you with Severance. Was a great show all the way through, but once that ending hits the way it hits with Helly, people are like, oh my God, Severance, you gotta watch it, yeah, because people want to say how it ends. Like people want to say it, like people are, that's what you got to get to the point when you're dealing with television show. You got to get to the point where people are dying to tell you the end, but don't want to spoil it for you, and it has to get there. You know what I mean? So we'll see if this show gets there and is able to do it. But Severance, like, you gotta watch Severance. The ending is and you're like, shut the fuck up. I want to watch them. And then they're trying to say it to you, and you're like, shut the fuck up. I'm gonna watch it.
You have to, you have to watch it. And Son of the Gods. Game of Thrones didn't hook people the first season. It really didn't hook people till after the 3rd season, till after Red Wedding stuff. Going into that 4th season was when it really reached that next level of popularity. Season 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. That was
Ned Stark was huge for people who never read the books. It really did. Because you really went into the show, if you never didn't read the books, that Ned Stark is the main character of the show. He had the most screen time. He had everything. I mean, he died. You know what I mean? It was big. But it wasn't until the Red Wedding, season 3, that it actually broke out and became a
mainstream. Yeah, it became mainstream, became the hottest thing, became the cheers,
once that happened, because then you kill Rob, because everyone would have Rob to win. You know, everyone thought Rob would win. He's gonna marry Daenerys, he's gonna do this, he's gonna do that, and he gets taken out by some lowlifes, you know what I mean, in the end. And all that is what did it. You know what I mean? That is what that and I mean, shout out to my man Taco Assembles. Who, and he is the first one who went viral on a Game of Thrones video.
Great dude
that I ever seen. And he did a video, and it was a live video, and he never read the books and everything. And it was a reaction video of Ned Stark dying, and he said, "They killed my nigga Ned." And he just lost his mind during that video. Nah, man, they killed my nigga Ned, man. Nah, they didn't kill Ned. Nah, they didn't kill Ned. No, they killed my nigga Ned. How they do that? Go watch that video. That is the breakout video for all of Game of Thrones. And I'm saying I covered it back in season 1 and everything else. There was no Emergency Awesome and no one else covering the show back then. No one. I was doing it. A couple other people. He was one of the people doing it. He was doing reaction videos. Not everybody covers it, but they were not even covering it. They didn't start covering it until like 3. And that's the truth. Go look at their library, you'll see it. But that is the first like real big breakout video for Game of Thrones on all of YouTube.
Yep.
And I remember it when it happened and stuff like that. And it was all that, and it was all real, and that was his real emotions and everything else on it. And he was just so mad that they killed Ned Stark. He was so upset.
And everyone started to try to copy that video, like set people up to watch it and get like the natural reaction. That was all because of that dude's video.
All because of that. So when you Red Wedding reaction videos where they taped their friends watching the Red Wedding and they knew it was going to happen, it's all because of Otaku Assemble's video. Shout out to Otaku Assemble. And he may never see this video, but I give people their flowers when they
that dude helped me out earlier in the beginning too. Like gave me some advice, gave me some tips and shit like that. That dude, good guy, invited me on his stream and stuff. Very good guy.
100%. But so when we deal with Pluribus and everything, it all comes down to, in the end, they got to turn it up. So what we do believe, Phil, is that we're going to see human bodies in this motherfucker without a shot, right?
Yes, but the question is, I do think we're going to see human bodies, but how do human bodies get her to fucking Vegas? And yes, you can get your Tony Teflon and Phil the Issues Guy baseball card in the mail. Just send.
We'll send it right to you.
But it's, how does that get her to Vegas? Does that get her to want to talk to somebody else? That like, okay, I tried talking to this person. The only person that's going to listen will be this guy. Where is this guy? Because he's the closest thing to a rational person that isn't yelling at me. He's the only one that will listen to me if I go there like and talk to him. So she's going to go tell him that they're eating people, and he's going to be like, okay, whatever. I don't care. They're not eating me. They're not eating any of my sexy models. I don't care.
That's what it's got to be. It's got to be that she figures out, she sees that it's human bodies that's in there, that's being processed, and that they're turning into white powder, into whey protein, and they're using that for the protein. She goes to him and tries to explain to him exactly what's going on and why they're doing it. And then that's when they hit him with the switch, like, what else are we gonna do with the bodies?
Yeah, and they all turn to him and they're like, we don't give a fuck. And he's gonna in this. Do you think that guy's gonna care though?
No, I just think they're gonna go the whole Mufasa circle of life thing. We are using the body. What else would we do?
I just had a great thought, Tony, that might feed into it. If they're going to be in Vegas, maybe they'll be watching like the whole show, like a Vegas show of the Lion King, and go right into the circle of life. Like they are in Vegas.
If they did that, that would be great. And they did. That'll be their excuse for it. Circle of life. You die, you go into the ground makes the grass grow, the people eat the other animals, eat the grass, and then we eat them, and then we die and we go into the grass, and then that's the way it's going to be. They're going to go into that whole circle of life thing, and that's going to be the explainer. This dude's not giving up what he's got. Nobody would. Nobody. He's on Air Force One. He's with every supermodel on the planet that's willing to do anything he wants to do to him and what he wants to do to them in Vegas, in the best penthouse you've ever seen, that he ever lived in. He can live in any place he wants, any house he wants, and everything else.
Basically, and he always has 3 or 4 people to play Monopoly anytime he wants.
Anytime he wants, and he can win every game if he wants.
He can steal from the fucking bank, Tony, and you can just buy houses nonstop. That's what I do. I would make 3 people sit with me and just cheat at Monopoly the whole fucking time.
And smile at me while I'm doing it, and tell me I'm the greatest Monopoly player of all time.
Exactly. And tell me to Monopoly harder. Will you Monopoly me harder?
That would just be it. No one wouldn't, and anybody who says they wouldn't. Maybe you're a nun or something and you're saying it and I believe you, but anyone else, I don't believe you, motherfucker.
Then it's Parcheesi. If you're a nun, you can play Parcheesi instead.
Parcheesi is one of the worst games.
It's the worst, dude. That's so funny you say that. Like I was at somebody's house not too long ago, and they're like, I have a board game. What are we doing? Because we're bored, and they pulled out Parcheesi. It was the worst time ever.
Yeah, no, fuck you. You can't pull out Parcheesi, fucker. Like if you tell me I come to your crib and you're like, I got a board game we can play, and you pull out Parcheesi, motherfucker. First, the name sounds like shit. All right,
it's horrible, like horrible, dude.
That when you hear Parcheesi,
the name cheesy is in it. Like
nothing makes you think you're gonna have a good time.
Oh.
There's nothing that says I'm having a great time when
Playing
someone
Parcheesi. No. Give me Candyland over that any day of the fucking week.
I take Shoots and Ladders, motherfucker.
Shoots and Ladders, Hungry, any of the kid ones. I play them over goddamn Parcheesi. It's the stupidest game ever.
Yo, the dumbest game ever fucking made. Parcheesi.
Speaking of a stupid baby game.
Who made that fucking game, Parcheesi? Because I wish I knew who the fuck
If it's Parker Brothers, both those brothers are assholes.
Oh, yeah, fuck them for making
RCO, good question. Where are the babies?
Yeah, again, we've said it. It possibly that these are children. When we deal with the milk situation, and it could easily be brought that babies live on milk and they're using the babies and that's what they're killing and that's what it is. That would be a bigger shock than human beings than adults. But we have seen the adults being loaded directly into
the milk trucks. 100%.
We've seen it. We've seen the dead bodies going, and I don't think that they did that just to. They could have put an orange juice truck out there. They could have put Tropicana. They could have
premium, motherfucker.
They made sure they put a milk truck in there when they loaded the bodies. So we have to feel that.
Tony, what's your favorite board game?
Board game favorite of all time, Dark Tower.
Oh, that's a fucking great game. That's a good game.
I have Dark Tower. I have the tower right here. Look. I have the tower right here. Right the fuck here.
Ooh, fucking awesome.
Tower. I have the Dark Tower. This shit goes for like $800 on fucking eBay right now. This is the original Dark Tower that my father bought in the 80s that got corroded by batteries, and because he's an electrician, he got it all out and put the new connections in and everything else. This is the original one that I've had since then. When me and my brother, we moved to our new apartment in Leicester in the Queens, I remember specifically all we brought was the dark. We had no furniture, no nothing. My parents were still in the old apartment, but we spent the night in the new apartment, just me and him, and we brought the Dark Tower again.
Tony, that's an amazing, awesome story, but you should have like gone all Christopher Walken in Pulp Fiction. And then my father, he was overseas and he had to smuggle this thing up his butt. 10 years, my father's brother had to hold that thing up his butt, and here it is today.
If my father could hold it up his butt, I wouldn't think he's my father.
That's why I switched it. I switched it to somebody else.
Hey, he ain't my father no more, man. If that was the case, then that motherfucker, then he was in prison.
But that's awesome that you kept that, and that's a fucking amazing game. That's fucking
I had the whole game after everything else, but yeah, that's our game and everything else. And I pray that my brother, my sister, and I, we get together one day and we all get together and we turn the Dark Tower on like old times. And I'll win, as always. That's what it's going to be. And that's the way it is. And
that's awesome.
That's down for generation. And I said, this is my father like this game. And he's the one who put us on. You know what I mean? This is the game. So my father was 100% like computer dude. Like he loved video games. I used to he used to take us to the arcade. It was called Super Amusements in Queens. And he would take us and tell them, oh, we're taking the boys to the arcade. And my mother used to be like, oh, you're taking the boys to the arcade to spend time with us. And he used to give me and my brother $10 rolls of quarters straight up. Here's this. Here's that. Get out of my face. And he would just go play Asteroids. And it was all for him. It was all for him. I had the Odyssey system. I had all these systems. It wasn't because he cared about me and my brother. He wanted to play those.
He wanted to play Space Quest and Leisure Suit Larry and shit like that.
You were those motherfuckers. It was him doing that and everything else and all that good stuff. So that is my sister is over here. I don't understand the comment. She's claiming that I'm lying, and I don't.
Maybe it was the horrible thing I said. She's calling me. She's like.
Yeah, but I don't know why she would say that.
Oh, lies about the beating and winning the game.
Oh, lies about me winning. Yes.
I think that's what she's talking about.
She knows the truth. I will win. The ex-murderer always wins.
That's not. You know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like a challenge to me. That sounds like
she knows I win.
That sounds like she needs to make her way to your place, and you guys need to play a game. That's.
Be a YouTube to say what she wants to say, Obviously, I always win. That's just the way it goes. This is and she said, "This is about winning the game." But my flag always is on the top of the tower when it's all said. That's just what it. Hold it down, Phil. I broke the dam. So
Oh no, rookie mistake. You cracked that seal too early. But yes, I think there's a battle coming on between Tony and his sister in the future in the games. Hopefully we'll make sure you pop in the chat and let us know how that goes so we can hear it from both ends. But that just reminded me of playing random trivia games with my family. My favorite, I don't know, it's tough to think about my favorite board game. I was also more of a Nintendo person. I always like Clue. Clue's pretty fun. Tony and Phil, will there be a mole this season, alien or human? I mean, if they can convert some people, if they can switch some people from one side back over, it'll be interesting to see if there's any memories that get carried over, like a memory of being tapped into the hive. So if, for instance, Zosha they do find a way to snap Zosha out of it, or somehow she's released from the hive to become more of a regular partner for Carol in some ways, or a regular chaperone. Somehow they owe Carol something. Carol's like, I want you to release 100 people. I want you to make my town back to whatever. And Zosha too. Will those people that were hooked in have any memory when they get out of what it was like hooked in? So then they'll have some sort of mole situation in connection like that. Possibly. As for if any of the humans that we've seen so far, if any of the 12 other people besides Carol are faking it and they're actually aliens in disguise, or people that are lying about, because as far as we know, these things can't lie. So it'd be hard and we don't have any reason not to believe them telling us they can't lie. Maybe they're bullshitting us, but we don't actually have any reason to believe that they aren't bullshitting us. You see the stupid game that I'm playing right here? So, I mean, they could theoretically be lying to us, but as we know, I think all of the people that are been presented to us as being out of the hive are out of the hive. I don't think any of those 13 are people that are in the hive faking it. I think I don't think they have that level of deception. That would be surprising to me.
I agree. Someone said real quick, a PlayStation 1 Resident Evil is the greatest game of all time. Nonsense. Resident Evil 3 with Leon on the GameCube is the greatest video game ever made. It's the first video game that's ever did the over the shoulder. It's the first video game when you have to tap the controllers to do action points. When you look at a game from top to bottom, that's the best video game.
You guys are close, but it's Ocarina of Time for being the first 3D adventure game. Set up Z targeting.
Well, Mario 64 came out before.
It did, but Zelda perfected it.
It did. Ocarina of Time is up there for best video game of all time. I would put number 2, but I would still say Resident Evil changed the franchise, changed all video games to whatever you see in God of War right now. It's the same camera angle. If you play God of War that they use right now in all these other games, it's all from that. And just to tap the buttons to do different things to get out of things. Mm-hmm. To me, that's the greatest game of all time ever made.
Bo Jackson had some of the biggest impact on me as a person. I definitely agree with that. I still want a From game. When we go into shows and stuff, could there be a Pluribus game? No. Could there be a Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul game? No, probably not. But Breaking Bad maybe.
Well, you could do like a Leisure Suit Larry Better Call Saul game.
Yeah, you could do
be that,
or a Phoenix Wright, like an adventure or a book story like that.
Yeah. Undercover Reptilians. I guess is what they're asking. Is that what we're dealing with here? I don't think so. No. I don't think we're dealing with an alien. We're dealing with an alien race, but I don't think we're dealing with an alien race that has inhabited the human bodies in any way. I don't think that is the key. What we're dealing with. I just think that humans are curious and and somehow they messed up by being too curious, and that's just what it is.
And infected themselves somehow.
Yeah, yeah, well, and just infected themselves by the rat breaking out and biting the lady in the hand and not wanting to do it, but doing it in the end.
Breaking all scientific protocol and touching an infected rat with your hand and being surprised that you whatever. But yes, it basically came from that. I agree.
Yeah, Tecmo Bowl, Sonic, your boy, is a cutting edge game. I'm not talking about cutting edge, but it is without a doubt. Tecmo Bowl is amazing, but for all video games, when you look at the way they're played, Resident Evil 4, to me, if you look at a game from top to bottom, is the greatest game ever made. And I just don't see, like, from top to bottom, story, performance, the way the game was, everything. It's at the time when it came out, it's the greatest game ever made. It's Resident Evil 4. I can't see anything beating it, and I love everything, and I've played all the Final Fantasies and everything else, and I played again. My father had the Odyssey system. I had the Odyssey system growing up. I went from the Odyssey system. I had the Vectrex system, and then I had the Atari 2600. I had the Atari 5200. Then I had the
Piece of
Coleco.
crap.
Then I had the ColecoVision. I had Intellivision. I had Intellivision 2. I went from that to the Atom computer. I had the Atom computer of that, which is a flat one. Everyone was defaulty and everything else. I had the expansion port for the Coleco 64 so we could play the Atari games. I went from that all the way to the Nintendo system, to the Sega Master System. After the Sega Master System, the Nintendo system, then you had the Nintendo Super System, then you had the Genesis, and I had that, and I've had, and then you had the expansion on the Genesis where you had the CD-ROM expansion.
Sega CD. You don't have a Sega CD. What the fuck you doing?
I had it all, and my generation, Generation X, is the only generation to say that I've played every video game.
Yeah, we saw it all. We played it from the beginning.
I have played every video game system ever. Generation X is the only generation I can say it. We've played every video game system that has ever been invented. I played them all, did them all, had them all. Like straight up, had them when they came out to them. So I played. I love video games. I've been a big part of my life, and I said my father was about it. It's not just because of me, because my dad was about it. It's what my dad liked to do, and that's just what it is. You know what I mean? So that's just it. Did you say Commodore 64? Yeah, I did not say Commodore 64. I should have said Commodore 64.
We didn't have as many of those things, but we definitely had an Atari early because my mother liked Breakout, Super Breakout, so she got it for Super Breakout. So because she got that, I got to get it for all the other games. And she worked at a gambling establishment that had Pac-Man machines that at night turned into video poker machines and was ran by Whitey Bulger's organization. So she worked there. So I loved those. So I got to hang out in there when I was a kid and play on the Pac-Man machines.
yeah. Commodore 64 with floppy disk and everything else. They had Space Taxi. They had Mission Impossible. They had a bunch of other games, Joust and all that everything. I remember the biggest thing like from Commodore 64 was that my mother threw it down the steps and my brother lost his mind, and that's how we got thrown out the house and had to move my father. She got upset whenever she threw his Commodore 64 down the steps. He couldn't believe it. And that's how he moved to my father. That's how that whole thing, everything happened.
Don't fuck with that. That's a keyboard. That's sensitive.
Oh, he lost his mind. He lost his mind. It was right down the steps. That's all he would do. Everything else, right? But I've been through it. In fact, one second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab something real quick.
Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, awesome game. More of a rhythm game than a sports game, but still an amazing game. I very much loved Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I can still play it. I still know the code to get to Mike Tyson: 007-373-5963. If you want a good little trick, go turn on Mike Tyson's Punch-Out right now and enter in the code 007-373-5963. And of course, I remember the contra code up, down, left, right, BA, select start, because you always want a second player. or ABBA in Akari Warriors to like keep getting your player to come back to life. ABBA, ABBA, ABBA.
Yep. This right here is the first video game I've ever owned in my life.
Is
right?
that Frogger? Is it Frogger?
No. This is before Frogger. This is called Caveman, and it works and everything. Let me turn it on for you. And it,
Oh yeah. Listen, when you hear that when you're a kid and you've never heard shit like that, that's the greatest sound in the fucking world. It's like the nothing you've ever seen before.
this is the greatest game. This was my game. It's got the music. And this is Caveman. And
You know you're gonna get flagged on YouTube for that song now. I'm kidding.
I get flagged for Caveman.
You get cat flagged for Caveman.
This game, this is the first video game I've ever owned in my life. This is it, Caveman. And it was made by Tommy. And they did another one called for Tron, the movie Tron. All right.
Oh, I think I played the Tron. I had a baseball. I think I had the baseball one they had too, maybe.
You know, look at Sonny. I wanted one of those so bad. See, Sonny boy.
Dude, I used to watch Silver Spoon, and Richie Schroeder had all those in the background and shit like that.
And I had this shit, and I still have it to this motherfucking day, right? And everything else. This is the game. So I'm saying I go back to video games like then. So I'm telling you, when I tell you, they say Sonic, I had the Pac-Man one. I've had it, and I'm telling you what it was, that this is what it is. This is the way video games go back to me. Not many people have played this fucking Caveman game or anything else. And the screen, even to this day, when you look at the brightness of the screen, it's a brightness.
Yeah, our RCO, Pink Panther is going to sue somebody.
Yeah, and I'll say, like, there was a show, I forgot which was, that they used the music from the Dark Tower. From the Dark Tower video game in the show, and I caught it and I mentioned it, but I forgot which show it was. But they definitely used the music from when you get lost in the Dark Tower. That they used that exact same music in the show.
No, it wasn't Gargoyles, was it? No.
But that is how far I go back on video games and everything else and stuff. So understand, when I talk about video games, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. That this is what it is and everything else and all that good stuff. Yeah, the mini arcade games, the Donkey Kong and all, came out way later.
Yeah,
this.
the ones that like
is way before that.
Yeah, those came out around the time Gremlins came out, because they had the Mugwais playing it in Gremlins.
Yeah, go look at it. Look it up. Caveman is the name of the game. It was made by Tommy, and you look it up and you see exactly what year this game came out. It's way before all the Pac-Man and all the other games came out. It's just the first of its kind. This is the first one to do it right here. These games, like this one and the Tron one that they came out with and stuff. But yeah, my brother had the Tron one. I had the Caveman. I still have the Caveman to this day. Since back then, game's got to be, I don't know, 30-something years old and everything else and all that. But yeah, that's how far back I go with these games and everything else and all that good stuff. All right, we are over the 2-hour mark, and we're at 2.5 hours, and so we'll take a couple more questions if you have, and then we're gonna get up in here and everything else. Someone said, "I Caveman played that back in the day." That's what's up. That's what's up. Sonic Boy, he says, Tony Phil, the strangest things actually represent.
Wait, what do you mean by that? Do you mean were there Demogorgons and girls with powers? The thing I will say that Stranger Things does capture, and all those sort of movies and television shows, your parents left you alone, and like everything in the kids' universe felt like its own universe. Like when you're going through all that, you don't really have your parents hovering around. Like when you're dealing with the kids, you're going on weird adventures, you're going through tunnels, you're getting your ass kicked, you're thinking the world is bigger, you're thinking there's weird demogorgons, and you're going on weird adventures, and your parents don't see you for months and months at a time, and you're out all the time. That part of it, yes.
Yeah, but 100% that when in the 80s you were left home alone every day. Like my sister could attest to this. I used to make games in the house. Like I had a whole thing I called it Tone International. I made a sign and everything else, and it was like a school called Tone International, and she would be the student, And then I would teach her different things in different classes and stuff. Because why? Because we were home by ourselves, but we had nothing to fucking do. I would take alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and run it down the fucking floor and light it just to see the flame go.
Yeah, you'd spray friggin' lighter fluid everywhere.
Yeah, I remember the asked my sister to tell you, I put like suds all down the floor, and we had hardwood floors. This so we could run down it and slide on the fucking floor and bust into the door. And I remember I got in trouble because I left the water on too long and it got waterlogged and it changed the color of the fucking water. But that's what it was. We were just home by ourselves and we had nothing else to do. You see? And she said right there, we made the fucking slip and slide. And, and that's what it was. So depicting that, yes, we were in the house in the 80s by yourself all the fucking time. Parents didn't care. Coming out of the 70s, they just were like, fucking leave those kids alone, they'll make it. And that's what it was. There was no I walked to school by myself in the 2nd grade. I'd walked 3 blocks in the 2nd grade. I remember going to my cousin's house in Marcy Projects, driving the G train. I would take the A to the G and go out there to Marcy Projects. When I was in 6th grade, I would take a bus to the train, transfer to another train, and go. In 6th grade, I was doing that. You know what I mean? That's the way it was. Now these kids can't walk down the fucking block by themselves, and they're in fucking 7th grade. I was doing that shit in 6th grade, taking trains and transferring and doing everything else. That's just the way it was back then. You just went off, and that's the way it goes and stuff, you know? So, yeah, the 80s was just about being left alone. Was 100%. That's what it was.
Yeah, there weren't demogorgons and shit. But if you mean the style, people riding their bikes and shit like that, yeah, like there were neighborhood adventures and wars and shit, and like you would just have these whole just big adventures and things going on in the neighborhoods. It just was fucking.
We used to have crabapple fights.
Yeah, crabapple fight, dude. Crabapple fights were evil. You'd have to be careful in certain areas because certain kids would just always peg you with the fucking crab apples. And shit.
Yeah. The crabapple fights. People would take garbage can lids and use them for shields and try
those Nair assholes on Halloween.
Halloween, they put Nair inside the eggs and smash it into your hair and try to knock all your hair out.
Yeah,
it was this war. It
was horrible. The things I did to people. It was horrible what I did to people, Tony. I mean, what people did to me. It was horrible.
It was war. I used to
shoot. It was war, Peacock. There was casualties.
We used to shoot fucking Roman candles at people.
Yeah, you'd hold the Roman candles and shoot them like bazookas and shit.
Shoot them right at people. Shoot
Harry Potter people. You get these Harry Potter fights.
And then when the Roman candle was done, we take bottle rockets and stick them in the Roman candles. Shoot the bottle rocket.
It would be a big war, neighborhood war every year.
Every year. And it was like, that's what it was. And it was fun. You know, it was fun unless you were the one who got. Right, but it was fun up until that point, and we did that every day.
Concussions, it was great.
That's why we're fucking tougher than these kids right now, Phil, because we did shit like that, and these kids again could never imagine doing things like that. You know what I mean?
Dude, I can't imagine that we did it sometimes when I think about something.
Yeah. When I look back, I wouldn't let my kids do it. Like would I allow my kids to do? Hell, fucking no. Hell no. Would I allow my kids to do anything close to anything like that? Of course not. I would never. But I'm saying our parents didn't let us do it.
Oh yeah, my mother was. If there was a fire, my mother would go hear it on the police radio. She had the police radio. She'd drive towards the fire, have me get out of the car, move the cop barriers, and like drive closer to it just so she could get closer. Get out, go look at the fuck. Let's get close.
My mother was worked in the ER for a very long time in Queens General Hospital. And she used to call me up on the phone and say, "Tony, who you with?" And I'd be like, "I'm with a Doncy." And be like, "Come to the hospital right now." And I'd be like, I go to see my mom in the hospital. And me and Doncy walk up to the fucking hospital. But then we get up there and she fucking take us to the ICU and she'd be like, "Look at this person right here. This person's dying of AIDS. You want to die of AIDS? Don't be a homosexual." This is what she would say. I'm telling you, She wrong on that? Yes, all right. But she be like, look at this person right here. He's got shot 5 times. He ain't gonna make it. You want to get shot, deal drugs, blah, blah. Take us to the morgue and pull the dead bodies out and show us the dead bodies. You want to end up like this? You want to like this? How you don't end up like this? Don't go in no gang. Don't be no. You don't end up like this constantly. And that's just what it was. And when my friend Matt Soriano, who I love to death, and I still love to this day, when he passed away, she brought me up there, and I seen his body in the morgue. And I still have that in my head to this day of seeing his body in the morgue and how he looked and everything else and all that. And it was the first person that I actually knew who I idolized, Matt Soriano. He was like my hero growing up in the neighborhood. And I seen him with his lips sewn shut and everything else, and him that, and it would know he's as dark as me and he was white as a ghost. But my mother would show me that stuff, and she was doing it to show me, you know, reality and everything. I remember when the mortician pulled it out, that's what he said to me. And when he said it, he was like, but this is reality. And he opened the door and everything else and showed the body and everything else and all that. And Matt died from, you know, doing nitrous oxide, you know, at the time and stuff. Then he put a bag over his head for the nitrous oxide. And he inhaled and he passed out and then inhaled the bag into his mouth. And that's how he passed away. You know, so, you know, this is just so in the 80s, this is what you got. Would I have ever done that to my child and brought up? Probably not. You know what I mean? But when you deal with people who were born in the 60s, you know, not born in the 60s, I'll say born in the 50s, were raised in the 70s and everything else and went through all that and all that trauma. This is what it was. This is what they grew up with. And then you got to look at them. They're born in the 50s. Their parents are born in the 30s and what they've gone through and everything else and all that, you know. They're just trying to prepare you for the best that you can do and everything else and all that stuff. But I think that's why we're tougher than this next generation, because we made sure they didn't have to go through that stuff and see anything like that. But it may have been a bad thing that we shielded them. Our shield may not have been for the better.
Yeah, we're the ones that kind of fucked it up because we're gonna stop this shit.
Yeah, and I'm saying that I'm better because I went through that. And me shielding my children through things like that may not have been the best action when it all is said and done. You know what I mean? It may not have been. Maybe they should have been exposed to things like that when they were at a younger age that they could be prepared for it. Because now it seems like things they see shock them. And I'll be like this, Phil, there's nothing on the news that comes on that could shock me. There's nothing that you could say that, nothing. They say this person that, nothing shocks me. It's nothing.
Nothing shocking.
Nothing. There's nothing that anyone can say about anything that's shocking. It's just, yep, sure, yep, no. And these kids are like, oh my God, I can't believe the Papa Howell is off the why. I'm not like that. It's just like, yeah, okay. And that's just what it is, you know what I mean? So that's just the way it goes and everything else. But yeah, no, good reminiscing and all that and stuff. And I love my mother for showing me all the stuff she did. And I'm the man I am because she showed me the stuff she did and everything else. And you know, wouldn't be the person I would be today.
I personally, for me, I needed to get the wooden spoon or I would have been much worse. Yeah. I'd be in jail if I didn't get the wooden spoon.
Like you get the belt or the switch. I got both.
I got the wooden spoon. It was always the wooden spoon for me.
Well, when I went down south to my family down there, it was a switch. When it was in the house, it was the belt. So I've been beat with both of them. And I'm not saying that that's the right part that they should have done.
Yeah, for me, it was either
I've been beat with both of them.
It was fists, nails, or the spoon.
Yeah, I got hit with extension cords, man.
Yeah,
I mean, I remember the shopping cart getting thrown at me when I was little, just sleeping in the bed and waking up in the watch. But I was crafty. Like it was hard to beat me. Like when they tried to, like I wasn't having. I put books in my pants. I remember my dad tried to smack me in the ass, and I had books in there. He pulled the book out. He was all upset and shit. I fucked his whole hand up and shit. But I was crafty about it. You know what I mean? Like you wasn't just getting me. Like you had to work for it. I remember I got beat for running away from home. I ran away from home, and I was in front of my building. And I didn't go any. I was really literally in front of my building, but I was hiding under a bunch of leaves. And I just stayed in the leaves, and I just ran away from home. And I stayed under the leaves all day and night. But then it got cold, and I went home probably like 10 o'clock at night. And when I was going home at 10 o'clock at night, my dad was leaving the house and put a note on the door saying, I went out looking for Tony. I'll be back. And I was standing right then. And then I wound up getting beat for that. Like for running away. Like, why'd I come back? I'm getting beat.
I had a similar situation like that happen, and I tried to talk my way out. I was like, I didn't run away. I left the house at 6 a.m. and you just didn't see me. Like they woke up in the morning, they didn't find me. They're like, oh, you ran away. And I came home like a few, and I'm like, no. I left at 6 a.m. and I came back. They're like, no, fuck you. Fuck that piece of shit. I'm like, no, I swear.
Like, you motherfucker, you running away. I'll beat your ass. I'll never run away again. Like, why wouldn't I run away? You know, like, this is why I left.
That's the fucking point.
And everything else. But that's the way it was. All right, let's wrap it up because we're way off topic right now. All right, everybody, thank you for rocking with us. We truly appreciate it. We'll be back maybe midweek because we don't have, another Pluribus situation until Friday night, Thursday night, or whatever it's going to be. So maybe I can get Phil to come back on here and everything else, and we'll come back on and talk a little bit more about it before the next episode hits. But if it doesn't, we'll be back again on Sunday, 7:30 every week until the show ends to talk about the episode and everything else. Make sure you hit that thumbs up for your boys. Subscribe to Phil the Issues Guide channel. Someone please put that link in the description.
Do it. I'll be live. I'll be live on Sunday or on Thursday night at 10:30 for the rest of the season. And then
Thursday night, 10:30.
And then the podcast comes up. Make sure you subscribe as well to the Talking Pluribus podcast and Escaping From. I just put out a special Escaping From announcement. It's only 2 minutes, but make sure you check that out too. And on the Escaping From feed, give us your star ratings and all that sort of shit.
100%.
And the Talking Pluribus. Then Tony popped up on a bonus episode of that, so you check that out as well.
100%. And make sure you do that. And you go to Apple, you go to Spotify, you go to all those places. You make sure you hit that thumbs up. We'll be doing more from soon because from his drop, I think we're going to get a trailer in January.
Yeah, that's what I'll spoil it. I said on the thing they wrap the season, and Tony and I will be back soon for new stuff. So
yeah, I'm really thinking that and from you only get one trailer. That's it. They don't do multiple trailers. One trailer. It's been that way for 3 seasons. We'll get
How
one
long is post-production usually for them? Is it like 6 months or is it like 3 months?
No, not even, because it's so quick. It's only a little bit, a lot of it is practical.
So do you think they're going to be do you think they're going to be April? Are we looking at something like that before April, May?
May, I think would be the longest. I think you can get it in March. I think it may happen in March, but May would be the longest that I go, because they'll get this trailer out. They don't need a lot of post-production to get the trailer out. They'll get that out in January. I figure by the mid-January, end of January, because you're going to have all the other thing that happens. You got the Avengers Doomsday trailer is going to drop this month, and all these other trailers for this month, for December. You'll have all that for December, and then January will be open, and I think they'll drop it in January. They'll drop that. They get you ready in like 2 months in advance. And that's it. You get the one trailer and everything else, and we'll be back out here. We'll be breaking down the trailer. 80 videos for 3 minutes.
Yeah. and then we'll get the episode titles, and we'll get 80 more videos, and
we'll get the episode.
And we'll get some pictures that have some more drawings that we'll do.
We'll get all that. We'll have Liz Saunders back on because we love her and she loves us. We'll have our man who's Nathan back on, which we've seen. He's not dead. People may have thought he was dead, but he's not dead. He's there.
He looks like they popped his eye back in too.
Yeah, he does have an eye in there. So we'll have him on. We'll have our peoples on here and everything else from. We'll get them all on here and everything else, and Pega and everybody else. We'll get them all on here and everything. And maybe we will get the Golden Goose is Harold, right? So maybe we'll get Harold, but we could get my lady on this motherfucker. Maybe we can get my lady up in here. I think it's a good chance we get her on here. It's up this season. So we'll see if we can get her on here. So I think it's a good chance we can get her on here this season and stuff like that. So let's hope we do get her on here and everything else. And she better not be with Kenny, goddamn.
I'm respecting. I'm stepping back because you stepped back with the penguin girl. You're like you said out loud that's your girl, and I was like, okay, Tony, that's how I know you're a true friend.
Yes, 100%.
So I'm
And they have a new redheaded girl starting, so maybe Kenny will shift to her. Let's hope. Okay, I'm hoping, Phil, grasping straws. All right.
She's gonna need the Smithers since she's taking over town in the next season.
Yeah, she probably is gonna take over the town. That's what I think. We'll talk about all that. We'll do a firm live stream or something like that soon, and just get everything popping, everything else. All right, Phil told you what he's doing. I told you what I'm doing. We'll see you soon and everything else. If you like the way we do this, please thumbs up this, spread this across the realm, and of course, subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay safe.